Hi guys, I'm Lavi.
My name is BK Boy Rule. I am from Malaysia.
Hi, I'm Gummy from South Korea.
My name is Invisible Jong, and I come from Hong Kong.
My name is Nikki, and I'm from Southeast Asia.
Hello visitors, I am Kuroshiro and I will be your IVA caster for this summer.
My hobby is singing and play identity V.
Hobbies. I like watching movies. I like hanging out with friends, drawing. I like taking pictures. I like eating. I'm a huge esports fan.
One of my hobbies is to do photography.
Probably char kway teow. I mean, can't go wrong with a classic char kway teow. It's just comfort food, you know?
I don't really have a favorite food, you could say. If it tastes good, it's my favorite food. Simple, but I do really like foods with lots of spice.
My favorite food is BBQ pork, which is called char siu in Hong Kong. It is dark red at the outside and light color inside, and it has a sweet and salty flavor at the same time.
I've been playing Identity V for almost 4 years now.
I've been playing Identity 5 for around 3 years.
I started playing Identity V around COVID, so it's been about 4 to 5 years. And since I've been playing for so long, I thought it might be a fun and new experience to try and become a commentator for tournaments.
I did get an A badge for Undead in Asia server.
For my achievement relating to Identity V, I am a hunter main and I used to main Wu Chang and have once been an A badge Wu Chang in the NAEU region. I also joined the competitive scene of IDV as I was the coach of an NAEU team named YHB.
I played in several competitions as hunter, and I have my jersey with me here. Casting is one area I've never touched upon.
And also money. I love money, dude. I love money. Golden Retriever Boy by King Mala.
So the song that I'm currently listening to is Mind Over Matter by Young the Giants. Very good song, I recommend it.
My favorite song is a Chinese song called Hao Hao from Mayday. This song has a very nice tone.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand?
Mercenary, because for rescue, Mercenary is the best overall.
I really used to like playing Mechanic. The bot was basically like a fifth survivor on the team. She could decode, block, body block, save, open up gate, beat tinnitus. So whether you were on the chair, you could still decode. If you're not on the chair, you'd be decoding 2 Cypher machines.
And my favorite character is Sculptor. Simply because of the fact that when I started playing IDV, she was first released and I have been maining her since then.
My favorite Identity 5 character is Dream Witch because her skills resonate with me perfectly.
Have fun. Just good luck, have fun, you know?
Hopefully you'll be enjoying the shows and games presented to us by all the players, and hopefully you'll continue to give us all your love and support for the game.
To everyone watching, I hope your love and passion for the game will continue to burn as brightly for many years to come. And with that, we have come to the end of the interview, and I will see you guys at the gates. Bye bye!
Xin chào các bạn, mình là Xuân Thu, mình là huấn luyện viên của team IVA Story.
สวัสดีครับผมเลตเติ้ลบอยจากทีมกูรักแฮปฟันนะครับ
Hello， 大家好，我是来自 FT 战队的阿迪选手。
Hi everyone, I'm Northern from Team Leo.
Hello everyone, my name is Kukhor from Team EMP. Hi, I'm Yuki from Team IF.
Hello everyone, I am Evo from 4AW.
Hi everyone ชื่อโยเซนะคะ เป็นกัปตันทีมของ 2TT Together Team ค่ะ
Thực sự mình cảm thấy rất là vui và có một chút không tin khi team mình là team đạt được top 8 của kỳ thi đấu IVA mùa hè năm 2024 lần này.
แฮปปี้ตื่นเต้นครับ แล้วก็รู้สึกสนุกกับ 2 แมตช์ที่ผ่านมาด้วยครับ
很开心我们战队成功进入了 IVA 8强，我们会在剩下的比赛继续努力的。
It feels great because we can play more matches and we can meet other strong teams and test our skills. Yeah.
And it feels incredible to have made it into the top 8. All the hard work and dedication are paying off, and it is a huge milestone for our team.
Good communication in the tournament. We will try our best to face every team and encourage each other to improve.
Friendship. Because we are a team that prioritizes friendship, so we hope that we can showcase that more in game. Yeah.
Our mindset is to stay focused and take it one game at a time. We are confident in our ability, but understand that every match is a new challenge.
Our mindset in this IVA is to enjoy the game and try our best to prove our team spirit in this IVA. We will be very excited to face FT since they are having great performance in COA.
mindset อย่างไรถึงจะเข้ามาอยู่ในรอบ 8 ทีมสุดท้ายได้ ผมคิดว่าคงเป็นเรื่องปกติทั่วๆไปแหละมั้งครับ เล่นแรงค์ซ้อมทีม ฝึกซ้อมแผนการเล่น การคิด แล้วก็พัฒนาการเล่นอยู่เสมอๆครับ เปิดรับสิ่งใหม่ๆ ไม่ว่าจะเป็นดูแข่ง ดูคนที่เก่งกว่าเรา หรือดูคนที่เราชื่นชอบก็ได้ครับ จะได้เอามาปรับใช้ให้เข้ากับตัวเอง
我们战队是才从中国深渊区回来，所以我们和其他战队相比，我们可能会比较有一些赛事的经验的优势吧。
ก็ขอแค่ทำเต็มที่ที่สุดค่ะ แล้วสักวันหนึ่งจะเป็นวันของเราค่ะ
Not really. Everyone is very strong, so we just hope to play as many matches as possible.
Also, the new TH, IVE, and EMP are also the strong team that need to be cautious in this IVA.
ผมคิดว่าทุกทีมเลยครับ ประมาทไม่ได้ครับ
其实我们非常期待能和 GS 战队有一场友好的交流赛，希望我们可以互相学习，一起为深渊8继续努力。
เรารู้สึกว่าทุกทีมมีเอกลักษณ์เป็นของตัวเองค่ะ แล้วก็มีจุดแข็งที่ไม่เหมือนกัน เราเชื่อว่าไม่ว่าเราจะเจอทีมไหนค่ะ ขอแค่เราทำเต็มที่แล้วก็ไม่ประมาททีมตรงข้ามค่ะ
We hope everyone will support us. Yeah. Thanks.
Our team, 4AW, will try our best during IVA. Hope you guys enjoy the match.
Cảm ơn tất cả các bạn đã luôn đồng hành và yêu quý team tụi mình. Và chúng mình sẽ cố gắng viết tiếp câu chuyện này. Dù kết quả có ra sao, thì mình nghĩ sự ủng hộ của các bạn chính là phần thưởng đáng quý nhất mà tụi mình nhận được. Cảm ơn tất cả các bạn.
สุดท้ายนี้ฝากถึงพี่ๆแฟนคลับที่ยังคอยติดตามอยู่ ฝากเชียร์ให้กำลังใจพวกเราด้วยนะครับขอบคุณมากครับบ๊ายบายครับ
最后想对各位支持我们 FT 战队的粉丝说，谢谢你们，请多多留意我们的比赛，我们会努力打出精彩又好看的比赛的。
I'm certain she sensed death when her soul left the body. Chaos begets chaotic life, yet the attempt to unravel it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 3 of the IVA Playoff 2024. We are halfway through the tournament and the competition is heating up. The stakes are higher than ever as we reflect on yesterday's match, which brought intense action and unexpected twists, leaving us eager to see what today holds. Yesterday's first match was a deja vu moment for many of us, reminiscent of the intense showdown between Team FT and GH in the IVC 2023 Grand Final live in Thailand. Team FT once again proved why they are the Kingslayer with another victory. The second and third match were 2-0 sweeps for Team IVE and A Rachel Story, who made bold statements and continued to dominate the brackets. Today is a day you don't want to miss as Team GH face the risk of eliminations in the lower brackets. The pressure is on. An arrow move count. We are all excited for the 3 matchup today. Are you? Stay tuned as our caster bring you all the action, analysis, and excitement. Caster, take it away.
Hello everyone, welcome back to more IVA action. I'm your caster, Invisible Joan, once again, and joined by me is, want to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I am back. We're not gonna have any visual or audio lag issues anymore, so that's good to hear. Yesterday wasn't the best, but we did get quite some interesting matches though. For our first matchup, it seems like it'll be GH versus 2GT.
Yep, it's going to be GH versus 2GT. First of all, I'm just glad that Kuroshiro here is no longer a 3D model and is actually moving. Yep, second on all, GH versus 2GT. So for those of you who have been following yesterday, you definitely remember the intense and FT versus GH match where they went overtime, and GH just barely lost out, so they're definitely hungry to try and get a win back to prove themselves, right?
Definitely. We have seen GH's very strong performance from both the Survivors and the Hunter side. Survivors did pretty well on both, game 1 till game 3. And of course, for Hunter, we did have Gaji as well, who did bring out the opera singer. Very dominant first game there. But then it seems like the Ivy was a little bit wobbly. So, since it is a new character overall, everyone is still experimenting with Ivy at the end of the day. But of course, that surprise pick though, Sacred Hearts Hospital with that Soul Weaver after the buff as well.
Yep, Soul Weaver, who cannot forget this Hunter being new in the meta? It was intense from GH's side. As for the other team, 2GT, we also recall yesterday they fought against IVE and they lost a 0-2. So they're also desperate and hungry to prove to everyone that we still have the skills to back it up. Because these two teams that are playing right now, they cannot afford to lose anymore because this is also a loser's bracket match. Should any team lose this match, they will be gone for good too.
Yeah, but overall, we're going to be able to see 2GT versus GH today, as we've said as well. I mean, for 2GT's Hunter side, we have seen Geisha coming out round 1. We also have seen the Dream Witch coming out for round 2. But more or less from 2GT's Hunter side, for GH Survivors, we're going to have to be very careful here in towards game 1 first half. Simply because of the fact that we are not actually that sure whether it's going to be an opera singer or maybe it's going to just be another one-trick pony or a niche pick from 2GT's Hunter side. So this will be quite a surprise here, seeing how GH will actually play against it.
Yes, this will be indeed, because you still don't know what 2GT has. Maybe they had meta characters, they just hit it and did not play it, or maybe that's just the only thing. It really just depends on, in the end, how GH planned against it. But we're going to be seeing 2GT's main lineup here. We have, we can see that the Hunters have Rifernun and Luna Olufgod. For the Survivors, there's NYX, Yosser, a BHW, Marjorie, and CNET here as a lineup with their coach Pete, which we've already seen them yesterday, but they definitely, while they had a 0-2, they're definitely desperate to prove themselves up today.
Definitely, but it's a little bit unfortunate we didn't really get to see Luna's niche pick of the Nayid.
Yeah.
Luna being a Nayid main here, as we do see as well. Of course, alongside with the Insolence buff, Nayid now more or less does have quite a bit of an advantage against Survivors, being able to open that max presence early as well. But coming from the 2GT Survivor side too, it is a pretty solid composition. We do have 2 solid containers, 1 harasser, 1 rescuer, and 1 supporter.
Yep, and here we have it, GH. The veteran teams that we all know about. So here's just a quick refresh of the memory. Their Hunter is God J, who has been in the competitive scene for a very, very long time. And for the Survivors, we have Little Cat, Little Boy, Captain Kun, Pluckne, and Mint My Love with their coach 72S. And Kuro, you have done a lot of code videos, you should definitely know them by a lot, right?
Yeah, we do know that these players are veterans, but when you're veterans, all your information kind of does get leaked. With Hunter Gotche's, mains, we know that he plays Wax Artist, we know that he plays Opera, we know that he plays Soul Weaver. But with those things on mind as well, this might be a little bit of an advantage point here for 2GT's team, simply because of the fact that they can just pick out something that maybe GH does not have enough practice against. You never know. Maybe they can get a Fool's Gold and get a 4K, or maybe they can pick out the Night Watch. But overall here for GH's Survivor side as well, we do see it is quite a heavily meta team comp. Everyone mains here. Mercenary S tier character, Seer S tier character, Priestess S tier character, and of course the Antiquarian.
Yep, definitely a niche pick indeed. So ladies and gentlemen, keep your seat up as we're going to be heading into the band pick screen straight away. So, yep, once again, a quick reminder to anyone here is that this is going to be a losers bracket. So any losers here, like any team who loses here is going to be eliminated for good. So both teams should step their game up, and anyone in the chat here, make sure to get out your supports and anything so that both the team players can receive it and fight for their best. As ever sleeping town will be selected first here, Kuro.
Yeah, it seems like for it seems like for both teams right now, we want to go for more or less of a hunter-sided game, simply because of the fact that we've Opera Singer, simply because of the fact that we've Ivy. Sometimes you might actually also see that Gamekeeper or that Breaking Wheel come out round 1 as well. For every Sleeping Town, this kind of map kind of just allows everything overall. And for Godjay right here, seems like we're going to be banning the Antiquarian and the Coordinator first too.
Yep, Antiquarian Coordinator. So yesterday, we've actually seen Coordinator being a common ban pick in BO1. And most of the time when Survivors ban Coordinator, it's going to be an Opera Singer. Because we do know Gotchi plays Opera first, and also Opera does not like the chord. And the Perfumer here is also selected. So I'm saying this is Opera Singer written all over the screen right now.
Yeah, but it seems like from 2GT Survivor side, they also chose a Priestess. Opera Singer counters Priestess pretty well, especially with the fact that after her stun nerf. And, with Opera Singer being able to dash really fast, well, just to catch up towards that Priestess too.
Yeah, but hold on a second. They actually banned it, or Gotjay actually banned the Cheerleader here. And I don't know about you, but Cheerleader is not the Opera Singer is not afraid of the Cheerleader. Gotchi banning it, I think he's trying to go for a 50-50 between the Cheerleader and the Shadow, because that's the only thing that makes sense in my mind.
Yeah, we're going to be able to see the Mercenary pick follow up by the Psychologist ban, but as long as you said with the Cheerleader too, even if Cheerleader does do item refresh on Perfumer being able to utilize 2 perfume bottles immediately, it's kind of a waste from Perfumer's side, because Cheerleader can be a double-edged sword sometimes, depending on the hunter you play against. And of course, against an Opera Singer, being able just to dash and catch up towards the Perfumer immediately, Perfumer doesn't have that much time to create that much distance between herself and the perfume if she doesn't really get that body block on time.
Oh my goodness, Kuro. Look at this. Lucky guy again. If I did not remember wrong, I think we also seen the same thing from 2GT yesterday in Munich River Park. So here, it seems that 2GT really loves the Lucky guy. And Lucky guy, what do you think about this? I think if played right, he can be a jack of all trades and pull anything out. So I honestly can't wait to see this.
Yeah, I mean, overall for this team too, it is pretty nicely composed to counter Opera and to counter Ivy to a certain extent. You have Lucky Guy who can counter both of them at the same time, and the Perfumer here with utilizing a perfume to counter the Opera's normal Hish dash and then maybe take a Windows Speed Boost, or even just Ivy, countering Ivy. Oh, you want to drop down from 2 story areas since this is Ever Sleeping Town, from Balcony, from Shrine. But I'd say overall for now, right, if they want to make this work with Lucky Guy, it's either that Lucky Guy spawns in Graveyard here to be able to utilize all the paletting side, or we give Lucky Guy the most random spawn just so he can get as much items as possible for mid to late game support.
Yeah, and Lucky Guy, I also mentioned this was sneaky. For Lucky Guy, the best case scenario for the Hunter is to chase him first so that the Lucky Guy cannot pull out items that effectively. Then when that happens, it really depends on if the Lucky Guy is quote-unquote lucky, depending on what he pulled out first, because just like what we mentioned yesterday, if you're gonna get chased first, and the item you pull out is a syringe, then that is going to be a facepalm moment for the Lucky Guy player there.
Yeah, but it seems like we're going to be able to see the Opera Stinger coming out here, though. If Lucky Guy spawned near Opera Stinger, might not be that much of a good day here for a Lucky Guy. It might be a little bit of a rainy day, but we still do. But like, if Lucky Guy goes down just a tiny bit too fast, Priestess is going to be the most definite next chase here, because she doesn't really have much to use to counter the Opera Singer. Yes, you could try put portals in between pallets, but even if you do that, if the Opera Singer decided to bring, Rage or Berserker, that still might actually not be that long.
Yep, we're going to be heading into the spawn picks here. We see Mercenary at the center, Priestess at the right, Perfumer hanging by around the graveyard, and Lucky Guy is going to hang by the bottom. Meanwhile, God J is going to be spawning all the way at the left here. So based on here, he's close towards the Mercenary and the Lucky Guy. So I believe here maybe the Lucky Guy will have to make a run for it, because it's likely him first, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not like the Perfumer nor the Priestess can rotate to Graveyard at all, because the Cypher Machine definitely would be locked, considering most Opera Singers here do run Trump Card Detention. So like from the Survivors rotation wise, we're going to have to do quite a huge rotation early game, unless we get a Miracle Cypher spawned up in Balcony. But if you do have that Cypher Machine up in Balcony for Priestess, if Priestess becomes first chase, it'd probably be worse compared to a Lucky Guy or a Perfumer.
Yeah, and actually you just mentioned that Opera Singer brings Trump Card Detention. But here's the thing, what's the trade though? Because like Warp is actually new in this meta, and we also have been seeing like a couple of Warps in other competitions to this IVA. So do you think that Warp might be selected too here from the Opera?
I mean, we did see War from Opera yesterday, but considering this team comp, there's not a lot of, well, maybe yes. Maybe if we want to chase after someone in Graveyard, yes. But based on God J's positioning there, it seems like we more or less want to roam around early game to wait for Blink to be ready before anything else. So I'd say for God J here, the chances of you actually bringing Warp is pretty low.
Time. And currently we can see that the Lucky Guy still has like his broken windows to work with, but unfortunately for him, he doesn't have any more items. They have to rely on Barefoot to continue on this kite now.
Yeah, for Godger right now, he is definitely going to be speeding up pretty fast here. It's only around 20 seconds in towards the game, and the gun has already been consumed. And Lucky Guy here taking the first test. It's more or less of early game positioning we see as well. Lucky Guy trying to walk, but it seems like Godger here with Warp being able to come in here immediately. But it's just going to be a little bit of a mic of slow ball. The slow ball was bad because it's not even 60 seconds in towards the game.
Yeah, that was actually a very fast first down. I think it was like 40 or 50 seconds. And like, I don't know about this, Kirill, but I don't think the Survivors are in a good position at all. Just look at the ciphers. Not even 2 are adding in total, and the Lucky Guy went down under 60 seconds.
Yeah, we did see Priestess's portal as well there though for Lucky Guy, but it was just a really unfortunate slow vault there. It was a little bit, if it was a little bit of a faster vault, then Lucky Guy definitely would have been able to vault over once again without being hit, but because it was a slow vault there, we were forced to tank that.
Oh, yep, the rescue is gonna go off here. Gotcha seems to have like some dreams and want to get Mercy doubled down. Mercy instantly uses an elbow pad, does not want to give the any chance. Gotcha, or rather Lucky Guy actually vaults back over there. I think he thought that Gotcha would be running to the other side maybe. Bit of a mishap situation though considering that it's an Opera Singer, it would have been hard for Lucky Guy to like last over Tide Turner time anyways though.
Yeah, or maybe Lucky Guy thought that it was a blink even though Warp was used, you never know. But I guess from Lucky Guy's situation, he kind of wants to rotate out as much as possible. We did see Priestess with the very early game, portal assist as well, which is why the Cypher Machine is pretty low here. With Yosei wanted to come in rescue as Mercenary, we do see the portal. We did get through, but we don't really see where Mercenary is.
Yeah, I think the question is if the Mercenary or if the Survivors are going to rescue, it doesn't seem like it though. They're gonna sacrifice here. But currently we can look at the ciphers. There are still like 4 ciphers currently being done. I think at this point the Survivors should do whatever they can to play for tie, because like I think even tie is going to be like a hard game for the Survivors at this point, I suppose.
With Yosei here becoming the next chase immediately, 1 elbow pad left on towards this Mercenary's hand. 3 Cypher Machines currently done though, but Mercenary has to contain for a bare minimum 40 seconds for the Cypher Machine to be enough, but it seems like we're going to get the hit right over the window. And that's Mercenary down.
Yeah, that's Mercy down indeed. So the survivors will have to like stay calm, think very carefully, and make their next plan because they have to both like rescue the mercenary and also ensure that the ciphers are enough at the same time. So we can see that actually Luna is around the vicinity, the perfumer here hanging around. And Opera wants to like force Luna into rescuing because the mercenary can actually sit longer, and Luna gonna be using a perfume, wanting to just make sure that she can pull this rescue and prolong it. And yep, able to like go back and just buy some more time, as she does not want to get forced to rescue that fast at all.
Yeah, but it seems like Opera Senior is going to be able to catch up immediately. We do have Warp on our hands. Perfumer, no, we do. We just, you know what? Just Shadow Dance straight to just why not Shadow Dance back? Why use Warp? We're going to use Warp's Priestess for later. But it seems like for Perfumer here as well, it's going to be a very nice vault over. A little bit unfortunate for Gajay. We did miss the dash, but that's going to be a little bit of a misplaced Warp, but it still works at the end of the day.
Yeah, Perfumer down, so things are looking even more grim for the survivors. The Priestess is the last man standing, or last woman standing, and Marjorie here is going to be coming towards it, taking ahead, and is able to use the portal to pull off the rescue. But considering that the Perfumer is on the down, Mercenary dead on chair, and the Priestess also have limited items, Kura, I believe this is game, right? I believe it's almost game.
Yeah, it really should be game here unless Mercenary does some really nice rebound kites. But even when we do a really nice rebound kite here, it's going to be no items on Mercenary side, so that's going to be quite hard here. Being able to see Dungeon in middle as well with 2 Cypher machines remaining. Perfumer being able to use self-heal there. It seems like we already know which targets that we want to chase for that slug endgame.
Yeah, and actually, Gotjay seems to be wanting to go after Luna Olaf God and going all out here despite Mercy dead on chair. So let's see what this works out for Gotjay as he's going to be making a mad dash towards Luna, who still has a couple perfumes to use. So let's see, is he able to like bait? Oh, that seems like perfume expired though, so Luna will be down. Luna has no self-heal, and the Priestess also expanded her self-heal, so this is really just anyone on the ground, and the survivors just cannot pull out the necessary resources for decoding because they're just too busy running around healing each other and rescuing Kuro.
Yeah, and it seems like we're going to be cheering Perfumer here. Yes, she has used self-heal, but it seems like from Gajay's point of view right now, whoever comes into rescue next, I'll hit Perfumer down and then chase after you next if you dare to come. But it seems like Survivors did not being able to heal. Mercenary did not win the Pallet Mind game on Priestess. That's going to be another portal straight towards Perfumer. But you're just going to be caught up here pretty fast. Mercenary going down here. Mercenary is eliminated, but Warp is ready. That's going to be the immediate Warp going in straight towards Perfumer. Perfumer down. Where's Priestess? Priestess going back straight towards Mercenary. Seems like Gajay will be cherrying here instead.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I mentioned just now. It is like, I rescue this person, then that person goes down, I have to go rescue that person to heal, then this person goes down. The survivors are just too busy running around trying to heal each other back up. Gotjay's map pressure are very on point in this game. But hold on a second, Marjorie seems to want to go for this backdoor rescue, but Gotjay does a teleport back and able to break the portal, so Marjorie not able to make it out over there, and down goes Marjorie, so now the Mercenary is the last man standing as he's the only one with self-heal, and he'll have to try and like do his best to hide here, otherwise it's gonna be a 4-man.
It seems like Tinnitus is going to pop here as Mercenary is behind Graveyard. It's a bit unfortunate there, but, you know, Priestess did kind of portal straight towards the Hunter's face, so there's really nothing we can do there. I guess Priestess doesn't really know on that side note, and it seems like we did manage to get on Tram. Warp is not ready here just yet. Gajay, we do have to be a little bit careful here between traffic, because if you get hit by Tram, wouldn't be the best feeling. Wouldn't be the best feeling.
Yeah, I actually got scared for a split second that he's going to hit by a tram. As a Hunter player, I had that happen with me so many times. But Gotjay seems to know that the traffic rules, going to be stay around waiting. Oh, welcome back, I'm going to hit you.
Yeah, that's going to be Mercenary down here, and of course Priestess down. If Gajay wants to play this very safe, he can bleed out Priestess first while standing next to Mercenary if he doesn't know where Priestess is. But it seems like we're going to be able to find Priestess here anyways, and that's going to be the Priestess chair. Most likely we'll be able to warp back here with Warp ready straight towards the Mercenary to end the game fast.
Yeah, or he could just literally hang around the dungeon, but, well, with the Mercenary being found here, no more self-heal to expand. Gotjay knows he has this, so he's just going to place on the chair, and the moment the Mercy going to get chaired here, this is going to declare the victory for Gotjay's round 1, and a 5-0 to begin the game. So, oh my goodness, Kuro, like, Gotjay's chasing skills were very on point this game. The first down was fast, then the next chase was fast, then the camp was fast, literally everything was played right for Gotjay, I think.
Yeah, I think the survivors tried to gamble a little bit too much on the area selection mode there as well. It seems like from the survivor side, they thought that if they decide to put Perfumer near the entrance of Graveyard, they want to trick Gajay into actually thinking that it was supposed to be Lucky Guy there, which is why we decided to spawn Lucky Guy in a little bit of a worst area to contain in. Since, early game we did see Lucky Guy crouching, walking around, trying to see where the hunter is coming from, in which Opera Singer used towards her advantage there with her speed to be able to get that first hit pretty early in towards the game, and the gun being consumed as well 20 seconds into.
Yeah, to be fair, the Lucky Guy was sort of in a deserted area, like as you mentioned, not being able to transition out effectively. So we're moving on to the statistics here, and we can see that the Gotje actually had 17 strikes throughout the game and 11 knockdown. Gotje was just whole berserk and hit here, hit there. And for the survivors, the Mercenary is the one having the highest containment time, containing the Hunter for 98 seconds here.
And then, overall, I'd say from the survivor side, yes, their plan was good, but Gotje didn't fall for it, which was the main issue there. Usually for a hunter's point of view, we want to try to buy as much time as possible, especially against Opera Singer, especially against Ivy. If we can wait Blink out and not allow the survivors to decode, that is a win for us, because you don't have enough Cypher machines, as we did see here early game, with the Priestess support, with the Perfumer rotation, with the Mercenary rotation, just to allow Lucky Guy to contain for a tiny bit longer.
Yeah, it's sort of like a situation where all things were like a bit lacking or could have been improved on the survivor part, and adding it together just wasn't sufficient enough to escape Gotje's wrath. And Gotje managing to get a 4-man here with like, I think it was around 2 ciphers remaining. Like, it was just like the whole pressure. And now that here's the scoreboard, GH winning the first round winning the BO1 first half by 5-0. So now the pressure will be on 2GT Survivor to do the same, or 2GT's Hunter to do the same, because otherwise a 5-0 point defect will be pretty hard moving on to the later rounds.
Yeah, so but from GH's Survivor side, you've Embalmer. Oh, Embalmer, you Puppeteer! Oh, you Puppeteer! Who else do you have? You have a Mercenary Guarantee Rescue, you've got Mercy, I have First Officer, I have Wildling. So, from 2GT's Hunter side, I'd say you can't really get that Geisha or Dreamwitch out unless you have another pop kit pick, like Herbert maybe, as we've seen, in Koa, from Aka, from Kakaka, but aside from that, this is going to be pretty hard here to find another Hunter who can 4K, especially in round 1 as well.
Or maybe they can put their Opera Singer on their own too. That also does seem likely though. But for the survivors, as you mentioned, there's just too many. Like, Embalmer is the king of ties, king of one-man. Psychologist too, Mercenary Guarantee Rescue. The survivors have just way too much plans that they can put out. It's the Hunter that really have to sit up and think of what are their options at this point.
I think survivors didn't really actually expect that, warp on the Opera Singer. We did see it yesterday, but we wouldn't really expect Gotje to also bring it out as well, especially with that team comp in mind. Yes, I can hit you, you can gain movement speed boost, you can run, but aside from that, if you find the right target, they can't really run far anyways with that in mind, because you have the Perfumer Taikai situation, you have the Priestess Kaikai situation. It is really rare in which Opera Singer cannot find anyone or any dash locations for her to be able to dash in, except for maybe big open areas near Graveyard.
Yeah. You mentioned about the big open areas. This reminded me of a couple of games I watched where the Opera Singer got kited there, because like the Graveyard area is the one place where Opera's weaker at, because there's just too fewer shadow areas. So yeah, that's maybe something that we can see in the future rounds from Opera Singer though. But for now, the Opera Singer is still something you should not underestimate, Kuro.
Yeah, definitely. But the good thing about Warp, no more teeth. No more teeth in open area. Thank God there's no more teeth in open area. My rank card matches are a little bit better now. We're working on open area. No, just a flashlight, 1 second. Oh, you can't use your skills anymore on the Opera Singer. Just create some distance, use Warp, and then now teeth is not a counter here for Opera anymore. But it seems like we are going to be moving on straight towards GH versus 2GT for our BAM picks second half. It's going to be Ever Sleeping Town once again, and we're going to be able to see River Nun coming out from 2GT's Hunter side.
Yeah, it's actually a different Hunter from before. Because I think it was Luna Olaf got playing all the matches yesterday, and now they swapped a different Hunter, so they're going to be showing a different strategy. And since it has mostly been Luna playing before, I wonder, would GH's like survivors information on River Nun be a little less comparingly, as the Merc and the Antiquarian will be the first ban here, Kuro?
Yeah, with Mercenary and Antiquarian first ban, they want to get rid. I'm not really the type of hunter main that would ban Mercenary first, unless you want to ban both Mercenary and First Officer first, just to force the survivors to get a rescuer out immediately. Because even if you just ban one Mercenary, okay, with that in mind, I have two more. I have a Gravekeeper who's a bit better now. I have a First Officer who's a bit better now, and I also have a Wildling here. Unless you decide to play Wheel or Gamekeeper, then you can't really stop that Wildling from rescuing as well. But Anti-Current is just being Anti-Current, who counters both Opera and the Ivy. But I mean, from Ivy's point of view, you could use Relevation to cancel the Swipe, Sweep, and Stab as well.
Oh, look at this though. Novelist and the Aeroplanist are going to be the first to pick. And this is actually pretty interesting. Like, we rarely see Novelist being the first pick and being sent in the permabans here. So I wonder if this Novelist and Aeroplanist pick from GH is like a target. Maybe they know what River Nun has, so they prepared this against him. Because I'm trying to think that what exactly does this team counter? Because the Cheerleader and the Novelist are both in play here, Kuro.
Yeah, it could be the Dream Witch as we see in the player's introduction as well, but it seems like we're going to be able to see Priestess and the Cheerleader with the bands, with the bands and picks. But Novelist, it's a bit hard. Aside from Opera Seer, you can't really see Novelist countering Ivy, simply because of the fact that he can't look back at Ivy. But with the GH survivors on mind, maybe they're gonna go for a little bit of a no borrowed time build with this Novelist, just to contain a bit longer if they want to use Novelist as a base.
Oh yeah, this is actually common in this meta for like survivors or like for one survivor to not bring borrowed time in this meta, because this is a more hunter-sided meta, as we mentioned yesterday. So the effect of that is that it's common for survivors to bring both Broken Windows and Flywheel Effect to just maximize their kite, because they couldn't survive till endgame anyways. But we're going to be seeing the Wildling here, so seeing this team comp, like if River Nun is indeed going to play the Dream Witch as like we've seen in his intro, I'm not sure this is exactly the best for Dream Witch.
Because you can't really sandwich situation anyone here. Maybe you can try it on Novelist, but that's kind of what a survivor wants as well. They most likely will be running more of a no borrowed time build on towards this Novelist. And Aeroplanist, I'll just hover and jetpack away if you want to sandwich me. I'll force you to actually use your patroller if you want to. And from Cheerleader's side, Cheerleader does kind of run a little bit faster compared to other survivors, but that patroller does run pretty fast as well, so I don't necessarily think Cheerleader can outrun the patroller here too, if River Nun decides to actually bring out that Dream Witch.
Yeah. Oh, you just mentioned that, yeah, Cheerleader definitely cannot outrun it, but hold on, we were talking about Cheerleader for like 50, or rather the Dream Witch for 55 seconds, but it's going to be the Opera Singer instead. So River Nun here is going to put the meta character, and since we did not see him yesterday, so we don't exactly know why he plays him. I wonder, was GH expecting that? I believe they do, because they do have Little Cat's Wildling, but the Cheerleader and Aeroplanist, both of them are going to have a problem against River Nuns, or rather with this Opera Singer.
Yeah, it's more or less just the fact that, it's more or less just the fact that you speed boost, I speed boost along with you. But most likely to counter the Cheerleader here, we're going to be able to place Cheerleader towards the entrance of Graveyard, Aeroplanist by Balcony, and then we're going to be able to see Wildling in middle, and the Novelist here a little bit close towards School Gate. River Nun going to be spawning by double 11 near Graveyard Gate. Overall, this spawn location isn't the worst, because you have Little Boy who's in open area, pressing or can't dash. You also have Aeroplanist who's in open area and can immediately rotate towards Graveyard if necessary.
Yeah, so with all that in consideration, maybe the Novelist is going to be the one having to run, because he's sort of in a bad area, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the exact same area that the lucky guy was spawned during the last round. The only difference being that I think Opera Singer spawned at a different location, so the Novelist will be making like a different type of rotation, but he definitely should have to do whatever he can to stay alive, because we see that the lucky guy went down relatively fast last round in the same spawn, so the Novelist will have to be on his toes for certain, right?
Yes, definitely. But even with Novelist here on mind, if Novelist is going to be able to rotate towards the double pallets, being able to place down pallets, utilize the window for the window speed boost, he most likely would be able to rotate towards the corner house in Ever Sleeping Town as well. Whether or not we can get a hit there, it really depends on how fast Rivernun can catch up towards Novelist here.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be in the game straight away. So Rivernun here going to be after Mint My Love Novelist, who is going to be rotating to 2 pallet areas, which is like a pretty standard like rotation, and going to be making towards the corner house as you mentioned, but Rivernun is getting dangerously close here, and oops, uses the swap over there, but can he outlast it though? Oh, it actually manages to, because the Novelist swapped while Rivernun was dashing, so it made the dash and cooldown over there, Kuro.
Yeah, alongside with that though, we did see Opera Stinger's persona points, which is Trump card detention, alongside with Max Pallet breaking and panic. Novelist is getting a second novel here immediately. We're gonna be able to get the pallets done. And that's great power on towards the Novelist side. That's such a long stun here against Opera.
Yeah, but Mint My Love is still in the area. He did make sort of like a little weird rotation there, but Rivernun is still hard after him. Mint My Love transition to the pallet, able to vault through, so now Rivernun just currently cannot position himself to land any hits, as Mint My Love is just going to be happily absorbing pages in order to get his swap location back.
That's going to be the third book here utilized by the Novelist. The pallet will be breaking down here as well. We do see, though, from Opera Singer's side, it's going to be warp utilization here. But we didn't really have that much of a good chance. But we got the second pallet stun here. That's going to hurt a lot for Opera Singer.
Yeah, and look at this. Mint My Love is not even good transition. He's just gonna stand still and absorb more pages unless he were to be another swap here. Oh, but he actually did end up getting hit. So this is the first pallet mind game that he failed. But Mint My Love is buying a lot of time for his teammates, seeing that 3 ciphers are already done amongst all this, and the Novelist is still alive, well and healthy.
We're going to be able to get the third pallet stun right here. We're going to go for a pallet festive here for the Opera Singer. There's not much you can do against a Novelist in this situation, but you know, from Mint My Low side, 3 Cypher Machine containments here already, and we still can't get this Novelist down on chair.
Yeah, I am a Hunter main, and if I were the Hunter here, I would definitely be like, oh, so a bit impatient here. But Rivernun continue hard after Mint My Love. Mint My Love is now just like a one-man show and doing everything he can to contain, and just going to run out in the open because he knows that he already bought enough time for his teammates, considering that, yeah, the ciphers, the last 2 already being decoded here, Kuro.
Yeah, and see who's here. There's the Wildling. We did get a little Wildling as well. Did we get the push? We didn't get the push. That's a bit unfortunate, but you know, Wildling first time on board 50 seconds. Chair time is around 30 seconds for first chair, but it seems like for little cat here, we're a little bit early, but you know, the Cypher Machine seems like it's more than enough here to be primed.
Yeah, and Rivernun is sort of stuck in this area because the Wildling is hovering around in his face. So Rivernun, there's not much Rivernun can do. As a little cat is just going to be like staying chill on his board. He's like, you're not going to force me to rescue, but oh, there goes the hit and the rescue. So, oh, let's see. Mint My Love gonna make a run for it though, but Rivernun wants to get this double down after Little Cat is able to get the hit though, but the ciphers are taking us 94%. So it seems like what Rivernun can do are severely limited as the ciphers are about to be popped here.
Yeah, with little boy here priming the last Cypher Machine, Wildling going down, they definitely have a survivor near towards Graveyard Gate. It's now just a matter of time. Rivernun wants to wait until her trader is ready, but it seems like we're gonna force open here immediately. But the survivor's already at the exit gate. The exit gate currently being started to be open. Little boy here pulling down the pallet, but it's a warp. It's a warp. We're going to be able to change towards teleport right here. Is there anyone towards the gate? There's 2-3 person towards the gate right here. Wildling going down here immediately, but it seems like we decide not to hit Wildling anymore.
Yeah, it seems like he wanted to like switch targets over there, but seems to decide that, hold on, that's maybe not the best idea, so gonna go back. And Rivernun here wants to down this Wildling ASAP, as the Wildling wants to last as soon as possible. But Mint My Love, the Novelist, is actually still hovering around in the area too. So it seems like the survivors want to go berserk and try and get for a 3 or 4 escape now, as Rivernun is looking to down Mint My Love, who actually hit himself. So it's a question of if Rivernun knows where the Novelist went.
Novelist still hiding here. Well, I mean, seems like from GH's survivor side, they just want to tie. Honestly, might not be the best endgame, but it's good enough to win the round. We do see as well the Aeroplane is nearby. Aeroplane does have tie turner here too, so with around 59 seconds left on the clock for detention, I don't think we're going to be able to pull this tie turner out unless Novelist does some kind of miracle storybook.
I really think they want to get this for escape though, because the novelist is actually going to go for it though. He's actually getting dangerously close. So let's see, yep, goes for the dash. You cannot let this rescue pull up because he had Ty Turner. You cannot let him pull up this rescue. He's going to make a dash. He'll get to it though. So let's see, goes for the swing. Cheerleader also there. This is a very chaotic situation. Oh my goodness, crew, what's going on here?
We got the switcheroo there as well, but Cheerleader, slow debuff. There's gonna be the Tie Turner here coming from Walling side. Walling being able to get on board as well, but we want to go after the aeroplanist, but guess what? The gate is open on the other side as well. We're gonna be able to hop our away here for the aeroplanist side. We do have Tie Turner, so we probably won't be able to get on Tram, but it seems like we're gonna double back, trying to look for Wilding again. Wilding getting a little bit off guard, and it's gonna be Wilding going down alongside with Cheerleader here.
Yeah, I actually think that the survivors got a bit greedy over here, considering that they're actually now the Opera is in position for a tie. Like, if after the Walling got rescued, if everyone rushed, if the free man escapes. So now the cheerleader's gonna be chaired, and the Walling is also going to be chaired. He's been chaired once though, so we have to see how the survivors gonna play this out, and if they're gonna get that tie, or if they want to fight for more. But really, GH's survivor is going to be like going all out berserk at this point.
Yeah, but Wilding might actually struggle free here. It's quite a bit of a long run. If Wilding just crawls away a little bit more and Opera picks him up, he definitely will be able to struggle free. Seems like Aeroplanist here a little bit hesitant with the rescue, but Wilding does have board. Wilding can body block all the way through. Wilding getting on board right here. We're going to be able to see the XR situation. We're going to see the body block here from Wilding. Very nicely done. That's going to be a half hit on towards the Wilding too. Wilding most likely cannot body block here anymore, but there's Aeroplanist here still at full health. That's Cheerleader first palm on. That's Wilding going down, but that's a teleport coming
Can they get out? Can they get out? Can they get out? Hold on! Wilding got knocked back! They're gonna force heal it! Can they? They're blocking it! Oh!
Wilding.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the Wilding is dead on chair. The survivor just hovering around, but yeah, I'm pretty certain that Wilding is dead on chair. So this would be a free man, but oh my goodness. My heart, it was literally like 5 seconds. Oh, hold on, the Wilding is not dead on chair.
More? They want more? Dream escape, GH. We're gonna be able to see that the survivors here running away from the gate. They've got a one-man escape anyway, so they don't care. But that's gonna be a 5th Palestine on towards Opera Singer. I think we might have to switch out Hunters for second half, because after 5 Palestines, that definitely has done something bad to our mental.
Yeah, I think they're just like fighting for more statistics over there. There's actually lots of rescue, lot of palace strikes, and lot of containment time. And yeah, my apologies. I thought that the Wilding was dead on chair as it was too intense over there. But amongst all that, yeah, but I actually think towards the end of the game, it was already impossible for 4-man when the Wilding got chaired back from it, because everyone was in half health anyways. But still, oh my goodness, what on earth did we just saw, Kuroshiro? What on earth?
I kind of feel that I do feel bad for 2GT Hunters. I do feel bad for 2GT Hunters side. Just for a 1k, we used so much energy from GH's side. I think they have achieved more than they want to achieve. Not only did they get the win, most likely they're gonna have to either switch Hunters out for second half because of the mental trauma being inflicted on, or 2GT's Hunters side might have a little bit of a harder time here trying to counter, GH's survivors, especially that 5 Palestine on towards the Opera Singer. That's gonna hurt quite a lot, especially as a Hunter main.
Yeah, especially if they were like this close from getting a 4 escape. And okay, here goes the statistics that, oh my goodness, girl, look at the novelist. 3 pallet strikes along with a containment time of 225 seconds. Like, throughout the early round, it was literally the novelist's one-man show where he's just like kiting over and over. But towards the end, with like the survivor scrambling for escape here, like even for the Wilding having 117 containment time, and the aeroplanist with a 90-second containment time. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, everyone kind of peaked out pretty well here. We did see as well endgame, GH's survivor side. We wanted to get aeroplanes towards around 28 stacks of encouragement, just so we can get an immediate borrow time for the rescue and to get out of the gate. But, thankfully River Nun did realize this as well, and immediately going over as the Opera Singer just to cancel the strategy, immediately hitting down the, immediately going after the aeroplanes, in which it forced aeroplanes to use 2 of his jetpacks. From the cheerleaders, cooldown reset as well.
Yeah, definitely, because if the opera towards the end of that round was too like reactive, then he might it's in risk of getting a 4-man escaped, and getting a 10-0 is the last thing you would really want. But here is the scoreboard. It's still at 8-1, and still 8-1 is a very hard thing to come back. So as we mentioned, in an 8-1, the best thing for 2GT to do is to try and win both the second round and the third round in order to reverse, because an 8-1, like 1-round score, is very hard to reverse in a BO3.
Yeah, it's more or less right now a challenge for 2GT. GH, they're pretty chill. They're pretty chillax on the sidelines right now. They're thinking, okay, we can run Embalmer, we can just sell you out, we can run 3 Titans if we really want to do so, we can run Prisoner Mech, we can run any team comp that can guarantee us to tie, maybe even a lawyer. But with that in mind though, it's going to be a little bit of a hefty situation here from 2GT Survivor side and Hunter side, but for GH right now, we're going to be a little laid back.
Yeah, and that was a very intense game with the Survivor scrambling for an escape over there. I'm sure everyone had edge on my seat because us casters are. So we're going to take a quick break for everyone to chill and relax and just calm down a bit. So we'll see everyone after the break. See you in a bit, guys.
Becomes a ludicrous theater of absurdity. I must find somewhere far away from the world and the sun. Once the soul and mind can be calculated with accuracy, they can be separated from the body and roam the world. I grabbed onto this last straw amid those ramblings of madness, like an alien creature possessing my body and covering my skin. In the mirror and under the shadows, my body becomes its vessel.
Looking down the bridge, I see your face, and the steps, all of which are blurry trace. Far below the mirror water, here we are again. This time, I stand with you in the rain. Our history may not be known, but our story is not being shown. Layer by layer, frame by frame, it glows in the dark. Don't let the storm cast over shadow you. Don't let the thunder overtake you and above you. Stand just ahead of you. For there was sorrow, there was also hope. Like the sun shines through the gray skies, I keep composing, writing on tomorrow. Set me through and dry these floating eyes. Villages I travel, searching for the true heart of human. Little by little, day by day, I pave my own way. Whatever darkness penetrates, I won't let the silence condemnation. I won't give up. I'll find the guiding star. For there was midnight, there was also sunrise. Like the spring together, our faith never dies. In this ever-changing world, how things remain. Stand with me, let's try transform their lives. Stand with me, we'll try this for better.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more IVA. I am your caster, Invisible Jung, and joined by me is Kuroshiro. And oh my goodness, just what a game we just witnessed, Kuro. That, it was a 5-minute break, but still, I can feel that my heart was still reeling from that last match.
Yeah, it was such an intense endgame there as well from JH's Survivor side, wanting that 4-man endgame and, stalling so much time. That 60-second detention time might not seem long, but, in-game, when you want to stall that long, especially against an opera singer, it is quite a hefty task.
Yeah, so, well, all you viewers there definitely also needed that rest over there or that calm down. So while we're at it, let's move on to something more lighthearted. As we know that currently there's a potential plushie interactive prize for the viewers. So for those of you, make sure to just comment and interact more in the live chat so that you have a chance to win an IDV Plushie. And also I'm gonna give a couple of shout outs here to people in the chat. We have Vanilla Kinda, Horton, Justagirl, Marjorie is also here, and also Lucas. Hello Lucas, and you asked about my throat. My throat is fine, no worries. And yeah, just thank you everyone for just being in the stream and interacting live, because I'm pretty sure all the players, us casters, and the organizers would all love to see the viewer engagement, right?
Yes, definitely. And we also need to give some shout out for John's voice box, because that's a good resting after today. But of course, with that in mind though, good luck on winning the plushies. Good luck on winning plushies. Honestly, I wouldn't want one for myself. I need one. I need one for the background so I can throw it at someone or just throw it out the window whenever my hunter ranks doesn't go well. So, good luck to the ones who are participating, and I hope you win.
Oi, is that how you treat the IDV plushie? You throw them out the window? I'm pretty sure. Report. Okay, I'm gonna report Kuroshiro. I'm gonna report him for abusing the plushies, for not treating cute and abusing plushies.
No. If you think about all the Thief Singer matches, all the emotes of Thief, you would do the same. Look, you would do the same.
Yeah,
but we will be moving on straight towards the scoreboard here too. It's gonna be GH versus 2GT. Game 1 has just ended, and we ended with a total of 8-1 for point favorite here towards GH.
Yeah, 8-1. We did mention about this before the break, but 8-1, it's a massive point defect. So for 2GT, they ideally will have to try and win both round 2 and round 3 in small points and just give up the points, because it's very hard to reverse it from points, right?
Yeah, it's 4-man elimination, 3-man escape. It's quite a bit of a hard task here, but I guess for game 2 as well, 2GT needs to be aiming for the win, as you said too. If you can't win by points, you win by wins. That's what we should be focused on more now for 2GT's team. But of course, even so, with that in mind, GH as well, okay, we could pull out the safer, combinations of, coordinator, of lawyer, of embalmer. But of course, from a 2GT side, okay, from Survivor side, maybe we'll say, hey, we need the Merc, we need the aeroplanist, we need the cheerleader, we need the anti-queer, and we just need as much things as possible who can stall, who can rebound kite, and who can decode our ciphers as fast as possible.
Yeah, and maybe also the novelist, because last round we saw how novelist completely countered the opera singer, or rather had a very, very strong performance against the opera singer, being able to last 4 ciphers in total. And this is an opera singer. It's not any other hunters. Before a Survivor-sided meta, a 4 cipher kite is around 60 points impressive, but against an opera singer for that long, 1,000 points impressive, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. That was such a great containment there from the novelist as well. That's 5 storybooks, 3 palette stuns, as we've seen, probably even maybe more because some of the survivors, some of their teammates could have taken the palette stun. But with the novelist here being permaban from GH's side, yes, definitely 2GT can get that novelist out as well. It's more or less just the fact that will we ban Ivy instead of Opera this time then with the novelist coming out?
Well, actually, one thing to note is that GotJ did also have the Ivy, like we thought yesterday, so GotJ might be wanting to pull the Ivy, as I believe, or I'll guess that 2GT Survivor probably would be more hesitant to play against GotJ's Opera Singer again. Seeing that they got 4 men, like with 2 Cybers remaining, they probably want to face off something different, so they probably will have to like start picking some characters that are like good against the Shadow, which is Ivy.
But if we do remember as well, it's going to be Priestess and Perfumer permabans here from 2GT Survivor side. We're going to be able to move on straight towards the second round of our game 1 today for day 3. It's going to be 2GT versus GH, as we see here as well, GH with a 1-win lead.
Yep, and GotJ is going to be on the hunt here, so it seems like GotJ will want to take like the lead, because they had like if GotJ can like successfully score points, then the survivors can only like play it safe and then just take the win for 2-0. So just a quick reminder here, Priestess and Perfumer are in the global bans, and it's gonna be the Sacred Heart Hospital. Priestess is strong in this map, and Priestess is not available, so 2GT will have to think carefully as they lost a very strong character in this map.
Yeah, but we also do have to be aware of Hospital 2-story areas where there are stairs fully nicely countered against the Ivy, and of course it seems like from 2GT side they're gonna have to ban the Opera Singer. In a hospital map with so much dash areas in hospital, you just can't allow that Ivy to come out too. But with that in mind, maybe we're gonna be able to see GotJ's Soul Weaver, or we're going to be able to see that Night Watch. We do know that GotJ plays quite a bit of Night Watch, and of course, in a hospital, it's kind of a guaranteed tie character.
Yeah, the thing is that GotJ plays a lot of hunters. We saw 4 different hunters in 4 different rounds yesterday, and don't forget there's Night Watch and other things up their sleeves. So we do know that the Shadow is also in his play here, so I would reckon that the Opera Singer is going to be banned, so GotJ can also play the Shadow, because the Shadow is also very strong. Like, this being a small map, the Ivy can just like leech here, leech there, and bam, you cannot decode, bam, you cannot decode. So 2GT, I reckon, like, what do you think the survivors they would choose? I think they have to go for something like a cheerleader though, just to in case of an Ivy.
Yeah, I'd say if they want, you need to get that lawyer out. Honestly, let me explain.
Yeah.
Lawyer here works really well. Allow lawyer to be in 2-story. Allow lawyer to tell the location of where Ivy's main body is, and just allow your survivors to rotate as much as possible. Because even if you do decide to play Ivy on this map, if there's a lawyer on the team, it can at least guarantee you a tie.
I think we accidentally cursed something because the Ivy got banned over the Opera Singer. The Opera Singer is still left available. I think for 2GT Survivor, I think the plan from them is that Opera Singer is relatively not that strong in this map comparing to some of the others. So I think this is what they're aiming for here, is the hope that the Opera Singer will have a weaker performance in this map, because the Shadow is a small map. She can easily leech multiple survivors. For Opera Singers, there are some certain places where she can be pallet man gamed over. So I think that's what 2GT will be aiming for here.
Yes, but of course with the ban picks, we're going to be able to see the first 2 bans with the coordinator and the psychologist, and of course Anti-Current and the cheerleader, very dominant first 2 picks, but they're going to be going into perma bans for game 3, and of course Seer ban just for us to not recycle the Seer. Mercenary being chosen out as the main rescuer. Female Banster ban isn't actually the worst here from GotJ's side. If Survivor wants a little bit more supportability, Entomologist will also not be a bad pick here, but we talked about it before. There's also the lawyer, but it seems like they're going to go for Ento instead.
Yep. Honestly, I think we should call Kuroshiro the real seer for managing to accurately predict the entomologist being pulled out. So we are going to be having the full team comp here, and GotJ is currently waiting for the hunter pick. And since, as I mentioned, there's no shadow here, so do you reckon that it's still going to be the Opera Singer in Sacred, or maybe we'll be seeing something like Soul Weaver as we saw yesterday?
I'd say Gotcha probably does realize that Soul Weaver is not the best against, entomologists, especially after yesterday's game chasing after Psycho. Yes, the hits were fast, but the Soul Weaver, not the Soul Weaver, sorry, excuse me, the entomologist was the main issue there. But of course, entomologists being in sacred our hospitals, we can deploy the bees down a little bit closer towards middle near where hospital is, just to allow either cheerleader or anti-Courian to do as much as they need to do. So if we don't actually chase after entomologists first, you're just going to be facing after, oh, I want to chase after anti-Courian. Oh, you're going to get 18-second disarm. Oh, the bees are here. Oh, you're now towards a corner and you can't move out. So for Gotcha right here, choosing the right target is going to be very important. So early game roam is also going to be necessary here too. So I'd say most likely Opera Singer is going to have to come out from Gotcha here once again.
Yep, as you mentioned, Kuroshiro, there goes the Opera Singer. Opera Singer, like the first round, GH managed to 4-man elimination to GT Survivor with her. And the fact that 2GT let her again means that even though we might have last round we might have got 4-man, but we're still very confident that we can do our best against this round. And keep in mind, because 2GT already lost the first round by 8-1, they cannot afford any more mishaps here, because should they get 4-man here, then this would be almost equivalent to death sentence, because you cannot 2GT, you cannot afford to tie a round. If you tie, you need to return an 8-1. So you must try to get the win for both round 2 and round 3. So 2GT cannot afford to get 4-man under any other circumstance here, Kuro.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be quite hard here if the survivor side from 2GT doesn't get a win. But of course, in towards the area selection mode we go, we're going to be able to see the cheerleader spawning in runes, anti-current here spawning by the main gate. It's going to be entomologist being a little bit safe here because Ento is not that much of a great character to contain against the operas here, and of course mercenary here spawning a little bit closely towards Shaq.
Yep, so over here we can see the anti-current is out in the open though, so I think the anti-current will probably be the one that have to make a run for it, because the anti-current is, I think that is a death area for Sacred Heart Hospital for non-rescuers.
Definitely, but also with anti-current side, you need that entomologist early support there on towards Birdcage with the bees placed down, just so anti-current has a bit of an easier time to transition to.
Yep. So, alright, ladies and gentlemen, ready to hold up your seat, because every game now will be very crucial for 2GT as they cannot afford. And for if there are GH fans in the chat, just also let out your cheers and just let the teams know that you love them, you support them, and have them all fight for the best, Kuro.
Yes, definitely. We're going to be moving on towards Game 2 first half as soon as possible. Going to be able to see that mercenary, antiquarian, entomologist, and cheerleader from Survivor side. And of course, Gotcha here will be playing Opera. This is going to be IVA Day 3, Match 1, Game 2, first half. And I'm your commentator, Kuroshiro. Follow with me is going to be Invisible John.
Yep, we're going to be heading straight into the game straight away as Gotcha right now is going to be making a run towards here and going to be slowly but surely going to get closer towards NYX anti-current as we talked about before the game. NYX slammed the pallet, just going to be rotating around this area, and Gotcha dangerously close, tried to bait a swipe. Is able to bait one. Yeah, that was actually such a nice dodge from Gotcha, accurately predicting it. So now Gotcha got the first hit early and is able to find the entomologist nearby, clear out the beast before hard chasing after NYX again. So NYX just not in a good area here at all.
Yeah, we do have 20 seconds left on towards the trade. It seems like it's going to be Blink here coming from Gotcha. No more wars because anti-current is currently our first chase. I'd say for Gotcha here, you can also tank the sweep and stabs for the zone, but we're going to dodge it one more time. Gotcha being able to get anti-current down at 53 seconds in towards the game.
Yeah, this is almost almost as fast as last round. Last round the down was before 60 seconds. This round the down was before 60 seconds. Gotcha, we can see, is very, very experienced against anti-Korean, being able to 2-time accurately predict and just went back to dodge the hit there. So hold on, Mercy gonna come in now, trying to pull off the rescue, but just wants to drag for more time because yep, the Cypher is still not enough, Kuro.
Yeah, they've only barely got one Cypher machine turn right here. Mercenary a little bit dangerous here. We're going to be able to padding away immediately, thankfully. But there is Blink. We're going to be able to get a stab back, but sadly that doesn't disarm. Gotcha could potentially flywheel here, but it seems like we'll be able to get that brilliant pallet stun here from Nyx.
Yep, finally going to be winning a mind game. They're allowing him to like get out and buy some more time. Got J rotating around, but NYX realized doubling back over here. So let's see what would be the result of the mind game as Got J is inching closer. Opera Singer's movement's way too fast, but or if you're gonna vote here, Blink gonna come in play here, and down goes the anti-Quarian over there. So even though the ciphers are still not enough though, but the anti-Quarian definitely did like last a certain amount of time to buy back some of the bad early game momentum.
Definitely, but we did also see as well Entomologist utilizing the bees, trying to get a little bit closely towards the anti-Quarian, just so we can at least exhaust the blink. But it seems like we didn't have enough time there as Opera Singer was just a tiny bit too fast. We're one hit away here from max presence. We do see as well Wanted Order Mercenary, and it seems like Entomologist is going to be the one that comes into rescue.
Yep. Yeah, but the Entomologist is actually dangerously close away, so have to watch out. It's able to take the hit here, making a run, but actually there's a chance that Godric can catch up before the rescue. Let's see, can the Ento pull off the rescue? It's dangerously close. No! She's not able to!
Well, that's going to be one free Terror Shock. Well, one free Terror Shock on towards Gotje's stats right now. We're going to be able to see around 3.5 Cypher Machine decoded here from the Survivor side, but the tie game here is going to be even harder as we're missing at least one full Cypher Machine that's spread out between two Cyphers, and you need a Mercenary to decode it.
Yeah, things are looking very, very grim for the Survivors at this point, considering that there, as you mentioned, one whole Cypher remaining, and the Mercenary is often half health being forced to come into rescue though. Mercenary able to take the hit and pull off the rescue, but the Mercenary will be going down too. We see that he actually got hit during the elbow pad there, which is a bit of a misplay, and now the Entomologist will have to last for quite a amount of time, but it'll be very hard.
Ooh, we didn't get hit over a window, thankfully. That Honey Vault Booster did definitely come in clutch, but that's still Entomologist going down, alliance with Mercenary just next to her. Cheerleader going to be able to finish off that 4 Cypher Machine, but with that last Cypher there in mind, Gotje's just too fast, Gotje's just too good. The Survivors here isn't able to find any breathing room against this Opera Singer.
Yeah, like Gotje's pressure is too good. It's like he's suffocating the Survivors team's momentum at all. So, alright, let's see. Luna Olafgod is here, preparing to head into rescue. Gotje still after. So the Cheerleader is able to like pull off this rescue as Mercer uses the self-heal to decode. But don't forget the last Cypher is actually at the hospital there. So with the Entomologist down and be eliminated, like Kuro, I feel like what the Survivors can do are very, very limited at this point.
Yeah, we do see as well the Mercenary stubborn on towards that Cypher Machine. Even though self-heal has been used, he finally decided to leave, but leaving right now would be too late. We want to go towards somewhere where it's hard to find, but with Cheerleader here being nearby as well, Mercenary jumping down, Mercenary trying to just find a little bit more time. Mercenary, no items left on his hands. Mercenary gets it and will get incapacitated here by the Opera Singer.
Yeah, Mercenary is gonna go down. So, and Mercenary also has no more self-heal, so Cheerleader is the last one remaining. So Cheerleader right now is just like roaming around in the open, just like desperately hopes that the Hunter cannot find her. As Gotje is going to be making sure that, like just dashing around, making sure that the Cheerleader does not escape his Hunter clutches. As Gotje manages to sniff out Luna Olafgod's location, and let's see, there is a speed boost, but oh, Blink goes in play, and down goes the Cheerleader. And keep in mind, Mercenary has no self-heal, so as long as the Cheerleader gets chaired here, there's nothing the Survivors can do at this point, and this would be another 4-man coming from Gotje, Kuro.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Like, you know, 2GT Survivors, they haven't done many mistakes. They really haven't done many mistakes. Anti-Quarian, yes, the disarm failed. Yes, the sweep and the stab failed. But, you know, even after Opera Singer's nerf, it is still just a little bit too fast, it seems. Because, you know, wanting to get that disarm, you're going to have to predict really well. You're going to have to win that mind game so well against an Opera Singer. Because if you don't, then you're either going to get a hit or you're going to get a miss. But in this situation, it seems like Gotje did manage to win both the hit and the miss.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I just want to applaud, like, Gotje is very, very experienced. We can see it. From him managing to like predict when the anti-Quarian would go for the swipe, managing to bait it out and just win the mind game. So really, like in high tier gameplay like this, sometimes it's not necessarily all about skill, it's about the mind game, whether what you predict your opponent's doing is like a chess situation. And Gotje definitely checkmate the anti-Quarian twice by baiting out the swing, then gets the hit immediately after the swing. So really, we can see just why Gotje is a very calm, like an experienced hunter, and like G is definitely out there to prove themselves after their narrow defeat against FT yesterday.
Definitely, but for 2GT side as well, it's a very nice experience right before the next IVT, right before the next KOA. It's gonna be quite interesting to see as well how our Hunter will play out against the survivors, and knowing that it's gonna be a 4-man elimination from Gotje. Now it's going to be 2GT's Hunter side with that heavy task as well. You're going to need this 4-man elimination to move on towards round 3, or else we'll be finishing within just 2 rounds.
Yeah, and this is the loser's bracket. So if you lose here, it's over. So the pressure will be all on 2GT's Hunter River Nun here to must get a 4K. Anything less than it's going to be over. And don't forget, even if they manage to pull off the 4K, there's still an 8-1 score waiting for 2GT to also reverse too. So yeah, on paper theory is very hard for 2GT. So they really have to throw everything, whatever sticks, and just have whatever you're hiding, if there's still any skills, just throw everything out and try to fight for round 3 and also the game.
And of course, from the spats points here we go. We're going to be able to see Gotje here on Opera Singer. One side for Machine remaining, 3 pilots destroyed, 12 strikes. That's a lot less compared to game 1. And 2 terror shocks, 8 knockdowns. Survivor side cheerleader 242, decoding progress alongside with 1 rescue, 36-second containment. USA mercenary here with 125% decoding progress, 2 rescues, 49-second containment. Entomologist here with 82% decoding time and another 23-second containment. But of course, Anti-Current here, who was the first chase, 1 pallet stun and 7 seconds contained.
Yeah, Anti-Current actually did do a decent rebound after the first rescue, being able to contain the Hunter for a bit and forced out a blink over there. So as I mentioned over that game, the Anti-Current's rebound kite did brought back some of the bad early game momentum, but then the Entomologist when rescue unfortunately failed because she positioned herself a bit far from the chair, and as soon as that happened, the game just went downhill for 2GT Survivor there.
We did force Mercenary to rescue a little bit early as well. Mercenary wanting that no damage rescue. But with the point boards right after first half, it's currently 13-1.
Yeah. 13-1. Yeah, as I mentioned, 2GT have to get a 4-man next round and also reverse the 8-1. So really, 2GT will have to have a very strong performance. And for GH, they can just play it safe because their survivors up next, and we talked about this over and over. And say hi to Embalmer, say hi to Psychologist, say hi to Mercenary. Lots of characters in the game that can help you make sure that the game won't be too bad. So we're probably gonna see some of those next. It's 2GT who will have to think how they're going to crack this case.
But definitely from 2GT Survivor side, the Opera Singer is going to be a most definite ban. You may say, yes, IV good endgame can definitely guarantee a 1-man elimination, but that's still just endgame. We have seen as well how to counter IV endgame. We have seen the long 2-minute run against IV. Oh, you can hide in hospital, you can hide near the stairs, you can hide near rooms to utilize that window speed boost. Even if she does teleport on you, at least you can still get out just about fast enough and to buy more time for your teammates. But I mean, from IV's point of view as well, if you do have blink, you're gonna have to, it's a hefty task to actually flywheel predict that blink from the survivor side. But of course with Opera on the other hand though, too many dash areas, the Hunters are, genuinely speaking, they've got too much proficiency on Opera. They need to get rid of Opera or else maybe there's a chance that the Hunter from 2GT definitely can get a 4-man elimination.
Yeah, and here's the thing, I would reckon they would get rid of the Opera too, because we know GH survivors, they're not afraid of the Ivy. We literally saw them against FT's Ivy yesterday, and they also managed the mid game pretty well and managing to get out tie of that situation. They know how to deal with it. So yeah, they can just go Opera, bring out your Ivy. I'm not afraid of your Ivy. So I think here, if River Nun, I reckon River Nun is continue to hunting. So if he still other plans, he definitely should pull it out and just go all out here for this 4-man as GH survivors. Just play it safe and if the first time somehow too fast, just sell them and just do whatever you can 1-man out. Which, as for an experienced team like GH, it would not be too hard to manage, I suppose.
Yes, definitely. And also with GH's side, we do have Embalmer. Embalmer is a full counter to Ivy. Embalmer self-rescue, Embalmer keep decoding. You don't really have that mid to end game control if you're playing Ivy with an Embalmer on the field as well. This is kind of where Embalmer shines as well. This is kind of where Embalmer kind of moves up from the tier list for tourneys. It's a very good Ivy counter. So as long as we can get the Opera out from GH's Survivor side, get that Embalmer out. Maybe Embalmer first pick here, probably would the best case scenario here for you. And then for everything else, have a puppeteer, have a mercenary, have a psychologist, have a barmaid, have anyone that can tank extra hits and prolong the kite as long as possible.
Yeah, but quick question though. For the Ivy, like the Ivy can it's not too afraid of the Embalmer in terms of chasing, right? Because like when the Embalmer's coffin respawn, if the Ivy never leech, the Embalmer can just like drop another leech onto him, and the Embalmer's coffin won't be that effective though. Question mark.
Yeah, definitely. It wouldn't be that effective, but the main strategy here for Embalmer really is just the fact that, okay, I used that self-heal. What does this mean? This means that my Rescuer can't get a double down. This also means that my decoding still goes off for as fast as we can. And also, it's quite, it's now kind of the basic standards for Ivy to get a down within 2 minutes, or else the Cypher Machine would be just too fast. Even if you do get a 60-second down on Ivy, if you full chase after the Embalmer without leeching on towards other survivors, you still get a 3 Cypher Machine decoding progresses here. But of course, from the survivor side, okay, if we don't map control, we rush, no problem at all. Early game, keep rushing. If we do have map control, Embalmer self-rescue. What does Embalmer self-rescue mean? It just means that, okay, it's probably 2 minutes in towards the game when we leech on towards the survivor and we've got rid of our artifacts. And during that time, when Embalmer self-heals, we can just sell off immediately. By that time, you'd have around 3.5 Cypher Machines and you're at max health. Being at max health against Ivy mid-game, that's the issue. That's the issue. Ivy is a control type hunter. Ivy is, I teleport every 40 seconds, I hit you, I blink you down, and then I teleport once again. Ivy is, I don't want you to decode. But if you have full health, if you blink, you can't get immediate down onto the survivors at all as Ivy.
Yeah, like I play Ivy too, so I see what you're being like. And the thing about Ivy though is that Ivy is actually like has a learning curve towards her. Like she's not one of those hunters that can be easily mastered and rely on some multitasking. So I really want like a huge applause to those who can really effectively play Ivy. Definitely. Because it requires like multitasking, like how the Dream Witch. The Dream Witch, yes, definitely strong, but is she an easy hunter? No, she's not, because it requires multiple multitasking between different leeches. And it's sort of the same thing with the Shadow. The Shadow also, like, you need to think both the main body and the leech, so definitely some skill and some learning curve required. So yeah, Ivy, while it's definitely strong, it's not a hunter that anyone can really successfully play.
Definitely, but also on Ivy's side, since this is hospital, and the strongest area in hospital is hospital, and there are stairs. Even if you do manage to get a leech on and an Ivy teleports towards you, you won't be able to get that 40 stack immediately from the corruption of transference max presence there from Ivy as well, which means you can safely heal on stairs. Even if you are half health, even if you do need to heal, you can heal really, really, really safely here against Ivy.
Yep, so we're going to be moving on to the ban pick screen here. And ladies and gentlemen, a quick reminder, this might potentially be the last match if River Nun doesn't score a 4-man elimination here. So both sides will have to bring it their all here, especially for River Nun. Aeroplanists and Novice are already in the bans here, so we're waiting on GH's ban. I reckon Opera Singer will be gone again, because the Opera Singer is really just like the meta now, like especially for River Nun being strong at it, and they do not want to see any potential risks for GH's survivors.
Definitely, but of course we do see here that the global bans here from GH's side is going to be the Aeroplanist and the Novelist. Aeroplanist definitely could be one of a good counter here against, Ivy in a map like this with Hover, but I guess, with River Nun coming out once again, honestly, if we can just get a tie here, it's already a win for River Nun, especially after last game.
Yeah, but don't say this though, because River Nun would definitely want that 4-man in order to like keep the team staying alive. So yep, don't count River Nun and 2GT out yet, because they are together to be strong.
Yes, but we're gonna be moving on towards the first 2 bans here. Priestess and Anti-Crone here from River Nun, this seems, and a Hermit ban. Oh, Hermit on a hospital immediately banned.
Well, it seems like GH has done their homework, and maybe they know that River Nun hid a hermit up their sleeve. So that's why they're gonna get rid of it immediately, because they know the opera singer. They played against River Nun's opera singer last round. So maybe they're going to be like, I'd rather face against the poison that I know than the poison that I don't know, because they already had a feeling of like River Nun's opera singer. Though one thing to note,
and especially with the fact that the novelist has also been permabanned. That's pretty much good news here for River Nun. I guess there's gonna be no more novelists here first chase.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Is that the good news for River Nun is that the same novelist that managed to kite you for a lot just now is already gone. So that's something that River Nun can note, and maybe River Nun can potentially target something easier. We're waiting for the next picks here, but cheerleader and acrobat being in play. So if I were River Nun, I believe opera singer is gonna be coming out again, because as I mentioned just now, opera singer can chase a cheerleader quite decently. So River Nun can just get rid of all of the characters that opera singer does not like.
Definitely, but even with cheerleader side note there, that item reset here on towards the acrobat in runes or in any other area is going to be pretty strong too.
Oh yeah, definitely right about that. And also the aeroplanist can also be reset too. Cheerleader works with the acrobat, works with the aeroplanist, just anything that remotely have a 20-second cooldown, because bam, cooldown cleared. So this is something that we should take note of, as the coordinator will be banned next from River Nun. So I think I can call this right now, opera singer is coming back again.
Yeah, with the coordinator ban there, it is a little bit too obvious here. From the survivor side, they could decide to choose out a container instead of a rescuer, and it seems like it's going to be puppeteer here with the quadruple hits onto the survivor.
Yeah, how could we forgot about the puppeteer? Puppeteer is the master against the opera singer, because the thing is that when he transforms into the puppet Lewis, then he can tank an extra hit. And opera singer does not like survivors that have that are very healthy, they're very tanky. And for the puppeteer here, just become a puppet, then bam, the opera singer is forced to waste time. And that's what the opera singer hates. So GH is fully prepared against this opera singer.
Yes, but of course with the first officer last ban there, just to try not to get that decoding boost from utilizing pocket watches, seems like we're going to be going for a more safer rescuer here on towards the mercenaries side. We're going to be able to see a little bit of a survivor switch up here. It's going to be little cat on towards the puppeteer, little boy on cheerleader, mint my love on acrobat, and of course pluck name here on towards the mercenary.
Yep, we all know this team, ladies and gentlemen, GH Survivors. We've seen them in KOA, we've seen them in multiple competitions, we've seen them earlier yesterday, we've seen them a lot, so yeah, they are definitely going to be like I'm going to show everyone our strength. Even if we lost yesterday, we are not to be feared of with this full team comp, as River Nun Kearney is waiting, but I believe it's going to be the opera singer based on what he selected, and really, opera singer just strong in this meta.
Definitely. But with the personnel points locked in here as well, from a survivor side, I guess they could potentially just run all Windows speed boost. But with one thing in mind here as well, the IV could potentially come out as well, just to counter the acrobat or even a cheerleader sometimes with the screams. But I guess it really depends on that situation too. Cheerleader, after receiving her nerf with the pom-pom regeneration to up to 60 seconds, it seems like it's quite a bit, but we have seen as well in professional tournaments, in IVAs last year as well, that cheerleader pom-pom regeneration was just a little bit too fast. And of course, with Ivy coming out, even if they do decide to pick a no-weed kick gala, okay, lovely.
Oh, Kuro, seems like someone is pumped up, right? I know you're Galatea main, so yep. It seems like River Nun catered the 100 pick towards you, Kuro. Someone's excited now.
You know what? Insolence Detention Warp. It'll work. Insolence Detention Warp on Gala. It works pretty well against his team comp, especially against Cheerleader. Maybe just not against Puppeteer, but against Cheerleader definitely. Against Acrobat definitely. Against Mercenary definitely. But if you really want to first chase the Puppeteer, I think that blink might be needed.
Yeah, here's the thing. He needs a 4-man. Don't forget, like you mentioned warp, but I can see an issue with warp is that with a blink, how are you going to down someone fast? It'll be very hard. So I feel like Blink might still be needed though, but then again, you are the Galatea main here, so maybe you can like give everyone your insights on what's the best chance for a 4-man.
Well, I mean, you never know. You never know whether those statues are more or less of a gamble. We're just gonna have to see if Lady Lux decides to spread some fairy powder on towards this Gala. Not fairy powder, sorry. Something on towards Gala. But of course, Gala is gonna be needing quite a big pot of gold here. We're gonna be able to see the area selection mode with the Acrobat spawning in middle little cat here, as the Puppeteer spawning in rooms. Mercenary next on towards the right hand side of Acro, and of course, little boy here spawning towards the main gate. Gala spawning by that corner. Seems like we want to go after the cheerleader first.
Yeah, the cheerleader is definitely gonna take the first kite over here, seeing that she's right next to the hunter. So yep, cheerleader definitely gonna make a run for it. And another thing I want to talk is that you mentioned the statues. Yes, because I also play Galatea, and statues are definitely a gamble. Some games I aim like hit everyone, some games I miss all of them and play like a statue Hell Emperor. So honestly, like for Reverend here, I think to 4-man, you have to like rely, like his statues have to be on point, because especially early game, without early game, there's no late game for Galatea.
Yeah, but then like the chair camps is gonna be really hard here against Mercenary, against Puppeteer, who can tank so many hits against Sculptors. Sculptors, chair camp, we're gonna have to see whether it works out or not here for Rivernon. But all aside from that first chase here is also gonna be pretty interesting too, as Cheerleader is gonna be the first chase. Would Gala here actually decide to bring instant detention alongside with Trump card, or will we just go for the normal standard Trump card detention and blink?
Well, we'll only have to see, but we're gonna be hopping into the game, and keep in mind, this might potentially be the last game if Ripper Nun here not gets a 4-man, and we did get to see his indeed insolence with fast pallet breaking. Ripper Nun is going to be wandering around here, and Little Boy's cheerleader is in the vicinity as we predicted, and Ripper Nun is able to sniff out, so let's see some statues in play here. Little Boy able to evade it early, and able to transition his way up to 2-story, and as we know, the 2-story a very strong place, and he's just looping around and not giving Ripper Nun any clear line of sight to use the statues here.
Yeah, but it's going to be a slow vault out with a window speed boost. Cheerleader being able to pull a little bit more difference. This is going to be warp here. We're not going to be able to get that chip there, sadly. It's going to be a little bit hard here for Sculptor to get a chip here. It's going to depend on how it goes. That's going to be a slow vault over. That did not chip on towards the Cheerleader, sadly.
Yeah, Little Boy's actually doing a very good job in evading the chips, and just like not taking any damage so far, evading here, and able to make through the pallet without any hits and any statue chips. So River Nun needs the 4-man, so if he wants a miracle, he has to get some chips as soon as possible. But Little Boy's just not giving him any line of sight, just looping here, looping there, I speed boost here, I speed boost there. You never see me, and you never manage to statue me.
Definitely, we did manage to use one pop on as well to create quite a bit of a distance, and utilizing the drop down area there to cancel out the movement debuff. We're going to be able to see almost a 3 cypher machine decoding progress here, 90 seconds in towards the game, and we still can't get a single chip nor hit on towards this cheerleader.
Yeah, it's about to be a free cypher, but so far, like, there's no damage being taken at all. So Little Boy's just doing a very good job in evading and just running circles around River Nun. And River Nun is very desperate, wanting to land some statue hit or some type of damage, able to get the first hit on the game here. And oh, Cheerleader vaults back over there, which seems to be like a bit of a questionable move, but she still does pom-pom. So with that acceleration, we can see that Little Boy managed to like increase the gap between him and the hunter, and currently got him dangerously close. Let's see, is able to get that down. But don't forget, a game you need a 4-man. This is far from enough.
Yeah, we're going to have to see the chair camp here from Sculptor's side too. It seems like we're going to be chairing a little bit closely towards the Acrobat. Acrobat also did decide to bring Tide Turner here as well, though, which might be a little bit of an issue. Mercenary could potentially come in immediately, but oh, never mind, we spawn near... No, we are near Acrobat. Okay, sorry, I thought I read someone wrong. But of course, Acrobat on Red Ball. Puppeteer utilizing his little Lewis. But he doesn't seem like he's nearby, so that might just be a little bit of a misclick.
Yeah, maybe not, but Acrobat lands the hit here, or rather the Sculptor lands the hit here on the Acrobat, and Acrobat pulls out the rescue. With Tide Turner, Little Boy just gonna instantly dash away to him like, nope, I'm not letting you disrupt my ciphers. So yep, Little Boy's just gonna die in the corner here. Oh, actually, wanted to use the speed boost to escape, but nope. Still able to land the hit, and oh, actually warped back. She's out for blood because she knows that this cannot be any eliminate or any escape. So she has to try best for 4-man here.
Yeah, it seems like we're going to be able to get on towards the Lewis right there, tanking one hit, half health here on towards the Puppeteer. Puppeteer, we need to be able to dodge this first one. This moonwalk didn't really walk quite well. We still did manage to tank the hit here, and of course, Sculptor with one set of statues here remaining on her hands. That's going to be Puppeteer going down immediately. Very nicely done. We did use Little Lewis earlier on, as I was saying. That wasn't a misclick. My apologies. That was just to catch up towards Acrobat to finish off that Cypher machine. But with the warp here, seems like we're going to be able to deny the Cypher and to completely open another one.
Yeah, here's the thing. Even though the Puppeteer's down at the Cypher, we can see that the survivors are rushing another one immediately, though. So like, the time given for Rifford Nunn is quite limited, as Mercenary is going to come in, and Mercenary still has the Tide Turner, so as long as he can pull off the rescue, then things are not looking good. So Rifford Nunn will have to, like, get this save here, but we are going to be taking a quick break. Like, this is some intense action. I guess we needed some time to calm down. But honestly, as we can see from the location just now, as long as the Mercenary can pull off the rescue, then there's nothing the Galatea can really do, because at that point, with Tide Turner, Cypher's primed.
Definitely. And even if Mercenary did fail the rescue right there, there's only 2 survivors decoding the last Cypher machine. There's only accelerated decoding, and it's only Puppeteer's first share. So 60 seconds, 50 seconds, 40 seconds, that's going to be way more than enough time to rotate from one side of the map to the other here. For Sculptor overall, did she do good? Yes, she did do very well. Her statue placements were very on point. And she basically knows what she's doing here. But with the Mercenary here coming towards rescue, he does have one chip, but Sculptor just doesn't have enough items on her hands.
Yeah, Sculptor doesn't have much statue, so there goes the hit, there goes the save, and the Cypher's taking talkings, 80% gone. Rifford Nunn still after Little Cat here, not being able to get the hit though, so this will allow Little Cat to survive for longer. And the Cyphers are taking and talking, because we can see 99% is already primed, so the Survivor's gonna go for a pop straight away. We're heading into endgame, and Rifford Nunn needing a 4-man, this does not seem likely, as he can only really try and get Little Cat narrowed down.
Yeah, but this is a max health Puppeteer though. Can we get a chip there? As long as we can chip there, everything's fine. Okay, as long as we can get the chip there, there is no shot for this Puppeteer to actually escape from the dungeon nearby. We're going to play a little bit of a mind game right here as well. We're going to be able to get the vault over, but that's Little Lewis. That Little Lewis...
Hold on!
Little Lewis, their movement speed boost is pretty fast. Can we get the body block? Can we get the statue pushback?
Hold on! Become a puppet again. There you have it! A 4-man, what a way to end Kuroshiro. Towards the end, actually the Puppeteer still in full health, even got chipped used once. Still, it's way too much health. He can just turn small once and twice, and then make a dash into Galatea. There's nothing she could really do. It's a full health Puppeteer.
Yeah, but even with that in mind, though, we did see as well Puppeteer changing to Little Lewis. That 7% movement speed boost was quite fast against a Sculptor without that much mobility too. But from Sculptor's point of view as well, the survivors did do very well without giving the actual opportunity for Sculptor to actually use warp, because we used warp endgame. Sculptor did also place her statues down really well, but it was easily countered with a slow bot over the palace, with just a little bit of a sidestep here and there towards the left and the right in between the pallets, because with statues spawning in between pallets, they don't persist for long, so you only probably could buy yourself 1 second to catch up towards the survivors. Can you get a hit in that situation? Depending on your location, maybe not, but most of the times you're using that statue to just close in between the distance between you and the other survivors.
Yep, anyways, here is the victory screen. Congratulations goes to GH's Survivor for the GH's team for the win, managing to defeat 2GT by a 2-0 and with a point of 18-1 and advancing. And really, GH showed everyone that even though we lost to FT, we are not a team to be underestimated with and to not messing around with, as there they are managing to advance and just winning with lots of style and domination.
Definitely. GH we have seen as well veteran players, veteran hunter, veteran survivor. For 2GT's team though, it is quite a nice experience for them as well. They definitely will know what they need to do to move on forward towards the next tourney.
Well, here we have the best deduction. It's going to be Mint, my love's novelist. And honestly, no surprise. He just kited the opera singer in the first round like a boss, able to get free palace strikes and able to pull some insane moves, cater for almost 4 ciphers against again an opera singer. So Mint, my love here, congratulations for best deduction, but amazing performance from him.
Definitely. He was also one who escaped out of the gate. He's definitely the one who also escaped out of the gate after that fight, Patterson. But anyways, best discussion given towards Novelist. We do know that Novelist is still quite a hefty, strong survivor. We did also see as well great power on towards almost all the survivors there for round 1 as well, just to allow Novelist to get a little bit more of the storybook back as fast as possible.
Yeah, so we're gonna meet the statistics here. Cheerleader kiting for 121 seconds, just like the amount of time she lasted early game. And the 3 survivors remaining, like Acrobat and Mercenary, all kited or decoded for around 200%. Puppeteer kited for 82 seconds endgame, managing to contain towards the dungeon. And honestly, just amazing performance from the survivors.
That 4-man escape was really nicely done, really nicely done from GH's survivors side as well. The cipher mission decoding progress were also very fast. Once someone did get chased, all survivors on ciphers, all hands on ciphers. And you know, with Sculptor in mind, if Sculptor doesn't have that mid game, if Sculptor doesn't have presence, if Sculptor doesn't have statues, there's not much you can do to prevent the survivors from doing what they want to do.
Yeah, it's sort of like there's no late game without early game. Yes, we know Galatea's late game is strong, but early game, she just cannot down someone fast. Little Boy's cheerleader did a very good job in evading the statues. So without the presence, without the damage, without the chips, without early game, there's no late game for the Galatea for a 4-man at all.
Definitely. But even with that Sculptor pick out there, we did see as well from, you know, the Hunter side of 2GT, the statue placements were great. Everything was very nicely done, but it's just one sidestep and it cameras as well. One sidestep, your statue is gone 16 seconds towards the next set. Proficiency there from the statues were absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I would say that they've definitely practiced Sculptor quite a bit as well, but it's really just a cheerleader there who had more of an upper hand. Slow vault over, sidestep over, speed boost over. Just everything overall was on cheerleader's side today.
Yeah, and here's the scoreboard again. Once again, GH won the first round by 8-1, and the second round by 10-0, and an 18-1 score from GH side. Like, oh my goodness, that's such like a massive points lead. So GH is going to be moving up towards the bracket here, like in the losers bracket, and I'm very excited to see them play more because like we saw how good they were yesterday, we saw how they were good today. So honestly, like even though they're in the losers bracket, they should still be feared of because you never know what you're expecting from GH, especially we've seen them in Koa too.
Definitely. And you know, with GH's survivors and hunters, they've known each other for quite a long time. They have a really good synergy as well, and they play alongside with each other almost every day too. But you know, after this match ends, we will be moving on towards the next matchup from the upper brackets towards the teams that won round 1 and round 2 from day 1 as well. We will congratulate GH here though for moving on in the lower brackets, and let's also give her applause here for 2GT for you know going up against GH. It is not that much of an easier task here too.
Yeah, it's definitely not much of an easier task, but unfortunately for 2GT, their journey or their run of the IVA ends here. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but we thank them for their amazing performance and just for like giving their all, and just like even though you may lose this time, but there's still next time, like you can use what you learned from this tournament to know like what's lacking, what can be improved and fine-tuned, and just like improve yourself, and maybe like next tournament, regardless it's IVC, IVA, Koa, we get to see a brand new 2GT.
Definitely. And you know, IVS is also just around the corner too. It's a little bit closer towards autumn time as well. But you know, being able to make it towards the top 8 here already is quite a bit of an achievement here. Also as a new team as well who has just recently joined IVA.
Yeah, they're a new team. So something to note with a new team is that obviously like there's time needed for the members to like have good synergy, communicate with each other well. Because the thing with like teams in IDV is that even though if each player is very strong, sometimes when they add it together, they just don't add up. Like it needs good synergy. Like sometimes maybe the raw skill doesn't seem good, but adding together they're great. It's like a combo thing. And for new teams, this definitely needs some time to like find their footing, find their steps, find what works for them. So there's the time for them to grow. And yeah, who knows? Maybe next time they'll be even stronger than ever. like together.
Maybe next time they can bring out a gala again. I don't recommend it, but you can. You definitely can. You know what? You definitely can. We've seen Hellenberg coming out, so why not? Why not? But of course, maybe for next season, if we want just a little bit, more of a chance of winning from both the survivor and the hunter side. Yes, the picks there were not bad. They have chosen the hunters and survivors that they were most comfortable with. But now after this, moving forward, we are gonna have to be needing to see a little bit more improvement on, the Ivy, on maybe Anne, on maybe Opera Singer, just so we can see this team as well for IVS, IVT, on any other future tourneys too. For 2GT side here, we have seen quite a spectacular, gameplay as well from them. Yes, it might not be the best, but it was still very intense as well. They did not give up. They stood on towards the last minute, especially from the hunter side for game 1. That is going to be the highlight for today for me.
Yeah, that's definitely the highlight, and also, the BO1 second half I think all us audience members definitely were on their edge of their seats the entire time. I was literally shouting, and you were shouting. It was like chaos, and everyone is doing everything they can. And really, this is just the nature and the love of IDV, where all teams fight, and in order to try and get their best results here.
Definitely, but we learned that we don't chase after novelists as operas. we learned that today. We most likely we will never see novelists against Ivy, but hopefully for today. We know that, okay, Novelist was definitely chosen now, so we don't pick Ivy, but even if you do pick Opera Singer, it's still quite a bit of a hard counter there too.
Yeah, or who knows, maybe there are some Opera Singer knows their way against the Novelist, maybe though. So yeah, before we're gonna move on, we can also I'll give a quick shout out. There's a theme key here, IDV Plushie, Horton, Yuan Hoan, and Paradox 818 and Justagirl. Some of those are familiar names. And really, just thank you everyone for tuning in this stream. And hopefully you're enjoying the game so far, as I enjoyed watching GH play. They prove themselves why they're the veterans and why they always made it to the KOA competitive scene, international scene. So yeah, GH is still not out though, and there's still more runs for them. So I really just want to see what can GH pull out next against other teams.
Definitely, but from GH's side here too, with the lower brackets, we are going to be able to see quite, I think, 2 or 3 more games before we move on towards semis and towards finals. So there's still quite a bit of a journey ahead of GH for now. With the next game on mind, I'm quite sure whichever team wins next game will move on straight towards semi-finals, and the one who loses should be facing after GH, if I am not wrong.
Yeah, I think, let's see, the next game, if I'm not mistaken, is EMP versus... Yeah, hold on, I'll have to check it in a bit. But
I think it was Leo. I think it was Leo, wasn't it?
Wait, I thought Leo was eliminated. Hold on, Chocho's giving it us. Thank you a lot, Chocho, the angel helping us off camera. So we actually have EMP versus 4AW next. And the losers will be playing, the loser of that match will be playing against A Write Your Story. And for GH, it will depend on the match between FT and IVE. And FT, whoever is the loser of that match will drop down against GH. So yeah, we should definitely stay our seats and just pumped up. And once again, shout out to Chocho for helping us out with the brackets here.
Definitely, but it would be pretty nice to see GH versus FT again, whether it is in the lower brackets or whether it is in towards the semi-finals as well. But even with that in mind, moving forward, next few teams we do know, FT big names, GH big names. We also do know that Kuka is also playing in this tourney as well. So for the survivor side, it might be a little bit of a nightmare, especially against Opera, especially against Ivy. We are gonna need quite a lot of preparations for that too. And if you decide to pick one character that is just a little bit out of place with your team composition, that might be the character that will lead your team to the demise of either 4-man elimination or a 4-man escape.
Yeah, definitely, because in the higher tier gameplay, literally one tiny mistake would change the entire thing over. So this is definitely the one thing that we should definitely look out. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in the audience, hopefully you all enjoyed this IVA going on like I did. But we're gonna be taking a quick break, and we'll see everyone after the break with more IVA action. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Do I ever feel afraid? No. All of this is merely a trial of flames. Just like it was back then, when my parents did all they could to save me.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
A miracle? Yes, the temperature lies in those seemingly cruel flames. That's precisely what it is. A miracle. Extinguish. And reignite. It's a weapon. One that reduces all dirty secrets to ashes. It's a test. An impartial trial that tempers the will. It's the tender embrace that binds us to the past. In this scorching heat, miracles are what I shall seek. Forevermore.
life had more opportunities, would you still make the same choices? My beloved Mary, you would become the most dazzling gem of Europa.
Mother, are we having raspberry cake for afternoon tea?
je me vois danser, je m'enivre. Mon cœur nostalgique pleure sous le poids de mes diamants. Par des désirs je m'écarte. Mais la flamme du passé est toujours enlacée dans les plis de ma robe portée. Car j'étais un rêve infini qui défiait les destins aigris. Aujourd'hui, je caresse mes plumes déchues. Car j'étais là et je danse.
We gather here today with profound admiration and fond remembrance to honor the lives of those who perished as they returned from Okinos 25 years ago. They were pioneers of science and our dearest friends and family.
March 13th, I accepted my mission. Disguised as a collector, I boarded the exploratory vessel the Isambard. Here, a taxidermist who's obsessed with all marine life.
No pushing. Next!
A cartographer who believes in the visions her father witnessed firsthand at sea. But the strangest one of all is a wealthy sponsor who keeps himself out of the media. The truth behind the tragedy 25 years ago is anything but simple. The culprit is somewhere on this ship, hiding among us.
Our destination is clear, and the route is unchanged. I believe we will all find what we seek on this journey.
Successful collection of samples. Begin extracting and separating the toxins. I can finally restart the experiment. The subjects are in position. Now it's time for the second toxicity test. They seem to have different visions. That leaves us with one last variable.
Hi guys, I'm Lavi.
Hello, IDV enthusiasts. Welcome back to IVA Summer 2024. It's so great to be back casting in English for IVA. And we'll be your host, Entity, and also Invisible John, right beside me.
Yep. Oh, I'm actually not Invisible Joan. I'm called Visible Joan because you can clearly see me right now. I am no longer invisible. But yeah, NTDs. So like it's been a while, as you said. So great to have you back. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. We just witnessed a very intense matchup between GH and also Together, I believe. It was a knockdown situation with 18-1, and yeah, we're gonna see GH moving on in the lower bracket, and there will be the force to be reckoned with in the lower bracket.
Yeah, definitely. So I think those who drop down to the losers bracket will be more hesitant because you do not want to face against the wrath of GH. Yeah, but moving on to this match, it's going to be the match between 4AW and EMP. And like I am excited to see because especially for EMP, those of you who were here at the first day, you'll remember where it was like a very grueling match because they actually went into overtime. And actually they went to overtime against A Write Your Story, where the survivors from EMP truly shined out in the end and managed to get the win. As for 4AW, they actually managed to defeat Leo quite convincingly with a massive point defect. So for these two teams to clash, I'm definitely excited to see how it work out.
Yeah, and from what you said, it just shows how strong Southeast Asia has been. They are all neck and neck with each other. Their power and also their abilities go on in it at the survivor side. Yeah, we are coming back onto the upper brackets, so there will be a second chance if any of these teams slip and drop down to the lower bracket. And I believe this is going to be the match that determine the spot in the semi-final.
Yeah, actually, because the winner of this match, they're going to be moving on to day 5, where they are like almost there in the finals. For the losers there, they will be dropping down, as I mentioned, they're going to be dropping down to the losers bracket where they're going to be waiting for A Write Your Story, like waiting for them. But yeah, EMP and 4AW, they actually have two different runs because EMP is the one where it was like back and forth and they like barely managed to win. It was like both sides did very well. And for 4AW, their match against Leo were more like convincing because they managed to defeat 2-0 with a point defect. So it is the battle between a team that like had a very intense battle towards a team that won convincingly. So it's really just to see which team is gonna shine out over here.
Yeah, talking about which team is going to shine in this matchup, they have a lot of star players. We've seen during IVC, during previous IVA and some other community tournament. We are seeing Zhao Khan, we are seeing Skyfall, even Senia, Potato, and Mungsing in a different name.
Yeah, we also know that 4AW has Hushin, if I'm not mistaken, though. Which
yeah,
Hushin.
As a hunter player.
Yeah, like actually both EMP and 4AW have some of the names that are very like familiar for all of those who have been following in the competitive scene of SCA. Like Hushin especially, like he is also like one of the FT hunters in the recently ended COA 7. So he just came back here with a lot of experience. Oh, but for EMP, they also have some of the GH survivors, if I'm not mistaken. They also came back from COA 7 with a lot of experience. So really, it's just like the FT versus GH situation yesterday. Both teams just came back from COA 7 International with lots of like experience after battling different international teams. So I think the key of this match will probably be which team manages to translate and transfer those experience into their skills and performance.
Yes, they are full of experience and they are hungry for victory. We got to see EMP's side. Their lineup is going to be Glucose on the hunter side and also Zhao Khan, Skyfall, Marin, and GT3 if I'm not mistaken. They have an incredible performance in the previous day. And also on the side of 4AW, Hershin, as you mentioned, played for Future and had a very strong performance during our COA group stage and also the playoff stage where he did come out and make a name for himself during that tournament. On the survivor side, we have Senia, Zuishan, Potato, and Nike, which is Mungsing.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, like, once again, very familiar names. Like, these names have been around for the competitive scene of SCA for very long. And honestly, like the fact that these names have been around and around for different competitions just show that these like players are very experienced, they're very skilled, and that's why they can keep on like advancing very high in these tournaments over and over. And that's why I'm very excited to watch them.
Yeah, it's so great to see their performance from time to time, seeing how they grow during the tournament, seeing how they adapt to the meta changes. And yeah, it's excited to see how they're gonna perform in this matchup. And also, hello to everyone in the chat, you lovely people. Nako again with the NTT Tonio. Yeah, I grow back my long hair in order to cosplay Antonio without wearing a wig.
Oh, cosplay Antonio. Oh yeah, yeah. Like you don't need a wig.
Yeah,
you
I
already
don't need
have
to
long
wear a
hair.
wig.
Pew,
I
pew.
just need some. I just need a violin and then tie it to my hair.
Yeah, because I see that Horton over here said NTT your hair. Yeah, definitely very.
Yeah.
Everyone excited to see you back here and also see your hair back too at the same time.
Okay, so I believe we're gonna see the matchup really soon here. It's going to be 4AW versus EMP, and I believe it is going to be a very strong matchup between the two of them. We can expect even into tiebreaker, seeing how strong they are in the previous days.
Yeah, and honestly, if this head into a tiebreaker, then honestly this would just show how the level of play in this IV is so high, because this, like, should that happen, this would be like the third tiebreaker that actually happened throughout this tournament. So really, like, I'm really expecting to be a very close game between 4AW and EMP, just because they both sides have players that just came back from KOA and like experience fighting against international teams. Like Chinese teams, Japanese teams are not experienced that you can really get anything, and I'm pretty sure that they would definitely use those experience to improve themselves and to shine even more.
And you know, Diamond doesn't crumble under pressure, so they're gonna be performing absolutely incredible even when they are in a disadvantaged situation. So yeah, we're gonna see that lineup here for AW, which is a 4 Apocalypse Warrior. What a name!
Yeah, what a name indeed. So we here have Hushan of the Hunter with Abel, and for the survivors we have Potato, Sizi, Juixuan, Oxygen, and Nikki. And some of these names I'm pretty sure they're familiar to all, like especially Hushan. And yeah, Hushan, Oxygen also like played in one of my tournaments. Like it's just amazing to see all these like SCA strong players all come back for this tournament and just show everyone that how strong SCA can be, especially after this KOA.
We are seeing Hushan's favorite character is going to be Hermit and Abel, with a new addition to our tournament meta, which is the Shadow, which has been making round in the Japanese side and also some matches in the Chinese pro player scene. We also see that Ivy coming out and have made a great name for her as a new character. So let's see how the Survivor side gonna deal with this huge lineup of Hunter player from the side for AW.
Yeah, and I actually just heard that Abel is Zen OWO. So yeah, pretty familiar name too. So really, really like
a lot of familiar faces from what I've seen and having info of.
Yeah, actually, like in the end, it's like, oh, who is this person? Oh, who's that person? Oh, it's this person with a different name. I just switch a name and pretend that, and no, I just switch a name and like pretend to like trick people. Oh, I didn't know who this person is, but surprise, surprise, it's the same person I know all along.
I love that strategy, Joe. It is kind of, you know, it's kind of misdirect your opponent of which who you are and which character you will play. Since you know in the pro player scene they're gonna be familiar with you and your playstyle, so just changing them is enough to divert their attention and make them kind of lose focus on you and not and you know not having anything to expect with you.
Oh, so yep. Oh, look at this. Here we have it. So we have EMP, the Hunter Glucose, which we saw at Friday, and also Moby, which I think is Mobius there. And the survivors are Skyfall, GT3, Zhao Kan YT, and Mayrant here. And yep, Zhao Kan Skyfall just came back from GH, and And yeah, like really, this is a team that also has some of the Koa players, and also we have seen Glucose's amazing performance in the Koa, or not in the Koa, in the qualifiers, and also in like the match at Friday. So I'm also excited to see how EMP stand up for themselves after that like grueling match between them.
Yeah, I reckon that Kuro would love this matchup since Mobius is placing himself as a Galatea main here. We did see a Galatea match in the previous game. Did not have a great result, but we did see how that character can kind of go around in the current meta, trying to have that chip damage ability and divert the kind of disrupt the Cypher. It's still a very good character in this point of time. Just unlucky in the previous game that is a very survivor-sided map, and also the survivor play very well.
Yeah, yes, indeed. And I think if like Kuro is watching this, and Kuro be definitely like let Mobius go up. I want to see Galatea, because especially after the last one Galatea got first game, he definitely want to see his favorite Galatea shine out again. So onto Glucose, Wax Artist here. Yep, Wax Artist actually we did see a bit of Wax Artist in this meta, considering that Warp is in play here. And actually, I really want to talk about the addition of Warp, because Warp single-handedly saved actually a lot of hunters. Because with the Warp, it brought the Night Watch, it brought the Disciple, and sort of the Opera Singer rose up to a new level just because that they can TP long distance. So the strategy survivors have with transitional kites is not that viable in this meta here in NTT.
Superior teleport, since you can choose wherever you can teleport it to, and you can even come back after you teleported with the included portal. It's a great addition on the Hunter Artillery, and it's gonna help a lot with how to it's gonna disrupt the current playstyle that we have been seeing ever since before Koa 7. Coming back to the survivor side, we gotta see actually three survivors that are maining a rescuer. With the Wildling, Zhao Khan with the forward, and Skyfall is the first officer. They are very focused on rescuing.
Yes, indeed, a rescue-oriented team comp. Though, to be fair, we probably won't see 3 rescuers ever in a match. Even dual rescuers are very rare, because the ciphers will be way too slow, so probably they'll have to communicate within each other on who is going to be the one rescuing. But Leo's memory going to be first over here. From Glucose, we did see that he has the Opera Singer, so probably going to be pulling out that first. So we are going to be waiting for AW's pick, but I'm probably expecting them to pull out some survivors that are going to be a good counter against the Opera Singer.
Yeah, and also that ban is indicating that Glucose is going to go all in with that Opera Singer, banning the Antiquarian and also Gardener. That's one less shield you have to worry about, and that's one less harasser you have to be careful of. Let's see how the 4AW survivor gonna pick after this ban. I reckon the Seer is still available. That could be a perfect choice to go up against the Opera Singer. And again, they might go for the Wildling early on.
Yeah, Seer, I'm not too certain about Seer though, because actually we think that often Seer is not banned that much, but people don't pick it anyway just because Seer's out is a bit fragile against considering how fast Opera Singer moves. It's very easy for them to wait it out for the out to expire, so Seer's not too high in proficiency. Though I do agree with you, the Wildling is actually a very, very good first choice here. Just get on the board, it'll be hard for the survivor, or rather the hunter, to do anything. Though for the next pick here, I'm considering they might pick Patient as a possibility just to get up to 2-story. But or maybe the Perfumer can last a bit, though the Perfumer and Patient does need a combo with the Cheerleader.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we last see the Toy Merchant utilized in Leo's memory, but we're gonna see Acrobat and also Lawyer from the side of 4AW.
Now that is an interesting pick, because if it is going to be an Opera Singer, then this is not necessarily the best pick, because the lawyer, yes, is very good against Ivy the Shadow, but is not good against the opera singer at all because he has nothing. And even though he has like a acceleration speed on his own when he reads his map, the opera just outspeeds that in every single way. As for the acrobat, also, the acrobat's bombs can like bomb through a couple of windows, but still, opera singer moves too fast and the acrobat doesn't gain a lot of distance towards it. So yeah, both of these aren't the best picks against an opera, I presume.
Yeah, just consider, Acrobat as a safe choice to vault through windows since, Opera is a high mobility hunter. She can terror shock very easily. So that Acrobat is just a very safe choice. We do see that ban onto the Seer and also the coordinator as the survivor has picked on that first officer instead of the mercenary or even the wildling.
Well, I mean, first officer over the mercenary makes sense because mercenary is actually not too good against the opera singer. Because the issue of mercenary is that one elbow pad, the opera singer can just like make 2 dashes and catches back up. But the first officer, with his watch, he can sort of like go invisible, and the opera singer will have to guess where it is. So I think this makes sense here. As for the coordinator pick or ban also makes sense because opera does not like a flare gun stopping her in the tracks.
I'm seeing the first officer pick as a safe bet against these hunters, since there's still a chance that the hunter would play the gamekeeper, the Bane, which is a counter to the wildling. And that last pick on the survivor side is going to be Priestess. We haven't been seeing a lot of Priestess in Leo's memory, so it's interesting that they go with this choice in Leo's memory. And also, opera singer. It's not a surprise for our side.
Yeah, it's not a surprise indeed, though the 4AW survivor pick is a bit of surprise to me personally, just because as I mentioned, the lawyer not the best pick against, not the best choice against an opera singer, I believe, alongside with the acrobat and the priestess, because priestess, as we talked about at the run against Kuro, priestess doesn't work too well against the opera too. The opera is just way too fast, so the priestess, like a portal and the opera is right behind you, and then dash and then you're gonna get found again because the opera singer just has a way too high of a mobility. So looking at paper terms, I feel like this is going to be a relatively hard game for the survivors for 4AW.
Yeah, this is the fight between the experience. And we do see the spawn position. Nikkei actually spawning at the middle, facing Glucose head-on in probably gonna be the first chase in this matchup with Sania in the shack, Lucian in the factory, and Potato gonna be at the container area.
Yeah, actually the lawyer spawning at the center is actually very, very surprising indeed, because normally we see the lawyer spawn in like the
two-story?
In the 2-story, just so that they cannot get chased first. I think they wanted to trick the hunter into spawning next to the 2-story, but then the hunter Glucose did not fall for it there, NTT.
Yeah, I know MX. He is a very stubborn one, and he's probably gonna be chased first. He gonna annoy the hunter a lot, and with that, we gonna head right on to the first match between the survivor side of 4AW and the hunter of EMP in round number 1, first half in Leo's memory.
Yep, this is your caster Invisible Jung and NTT, and we'll be bringing you the live commentary of 4AW and EMP.
Yeah, we do see Glucose gonna try to cap onto Nikkei, but he is actually going on to 2-story, and Glucose decided to go in the shack to chase the acrobat instead.
Ooh, I thought he would go after the lawyer though. Seems like Glucose here has a different mind, but we can see that Glucose actually did enter the like shadow cooldown over there, which is gonna slow him down. So far not too good of a start for Glucose, but then this is the opera singer who managed to trap the opera and has confined space to make sure that Senia does not loop the shack. So this is going to force Senia out in the open and uses a bomb to try and transition away here, NTT.
You use a red bomb there to transition. There's still a pallet to mind game and win the pallet mind game with that drop down of the pallet, distancing himself off of opera singer once again. Another missed hit from Glucose, wasn't able to hit through the pallet. Senia, a third time the charm, Glucose was able to get the hit onto Senia.
Yep, and we actually see that the warp was a trade selector. Senia wants to go back. Was a bomb able to get in though, but let's see, warp is going to come and play here. But Senia able to vault back out, so this warp doesn't seem to work in Glucose side, and now Glucose will have to continue to rely on like his pure chase, and Sandy here definitely lasting quite some time, though the Cyphers seem to be a bit slow amongst all this.
Nikkei has time, all of his time was spent running away from the Cypher. Another hit onto Glucose. Yeah, Glucose was able to down Senia after 3 hits. Again, third time the charm. Glucose seems to have a great relationship with the number 3.
Yeah, definitely. Though, here's the thing though, is that even though this Acrobat lasted for a certain amount of time, if we look at the Cypher progress, it's actually 2.5 Cyphers, which it seems to be a bit slow because I guess they had the lawyer transition away early game. Though the first officer came for the instant rescue with the watch does seem a bit early though, because ideally you will want to buy for time here, and this early rescue is not exactly what you want.
Very early rescue. Seems like they are just going for the safe route instead of waiting out. But yeah, dashing into the pallet and took that opportunity right away coming from the side of Senia. Gonna be able to get a pallet stand. And again, another mind game around these 2 pallet area. Have to run to the red bomb. Still able to kite out this Opera Singer in the second chase. The rebound kite seems very great for Senia as he is heading toward another kiting area.
Yeah, I'm not believe what I'm seeing, NTT. Like, Senia managed to utilize those 2 pallets, another slam! Oh my goodness, Senia completely has Glucose number in terms of these pallet mind games. Being able to pallet mind game through those 2 short pallets, which in theory it would be hard, able to get that slam, just buying a lot of time, because this might be a 4-man endgame situation for the survivors, because the last 2 Cyphers already over half here, NTT.
They are definitely pushing for the end game here. 2 Cypher already at around 70%. And Senia is still alive and healthy. Another dodge from Senia, but now will be able to down the survivor coming from Glucose. They're gonna send out another survivor to go for the rescue, as the 2 others gonna be decoding, and seems like Potato got a rescue once again.
Yeah, because at this point they can just race send anyone. I think right now the best play for the survivors is to have one person prime, the other one just stay by the gate to rush it out. And here, Potato is in no hurry as the Cypher's prime. He may want to like buy a bit more time for the teammates to get to a gate, but now that the hit is gonna register, they probably will have to pop the Cyphers in a bit, but a bit of a late pop though, so let's see if Glucose is able to down Potato here fast.
Yeah, interesting that Glucose decided to go with Potato instead of Acrobat Senia in the last chase here. Probably knowing that Third Officer already lost all of his pocket watch. But Senia, the Acrobat, also lost all of his bomb. So it's quite interesting to see that Glucose decided to chase one that is very near the dungeon. So there's potential of a 4-man here.
Yeah, no. Gonna go down here though. But still, yeah, at this point, there's nothing Glucose can really do, as the other 3 survivors are going to be making a dash out of the gate. So yeah, I think he should just go back and just take the one elimination here. But oh my goodness, like I've talked about before the game, where like in theory it'll be very hard for the survivors as this is not a good team comp. But then here they are, 4AW pulling off the 4 escape right, or rather 3 escape right off the bat. Especially the Acrobat, just having Glucose's numbers over and over.
And we do see that experience coming in from Senia. He has that experience going through so many tournaments, knowing all the kiting route. And yeah, Glucose stand no chance against such an incredible Acrobat gameplay moment.
Yeah, I just do feel like the pallet mind game, like in the pallet mind game, he definitely lost, and maybe the Opera Singer like could have been a bit more faster. Though to be fair, like the Acrobat just had the number over and over, and but because the thing with Opera Singer is that different players have different skill ceilings, especially because the fact that it depends on how fast your movement speeds are. So yeah, but onto the statistics here, we're going to be seeing the Acrobat kiting for a total amount of 145 seconds, and Potato also kiting for 63 seconds here.
Yeah, that's almost 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes coming from Senia. What an absolute crazy of kite that is. Just 2 pallets shy, but 145 seconds of containing the hunter. And we do see all the other survivors, they were able to push for that endgame, pushing for that objective with a combination decoding time, the decoding progress of 500% equal.
So we're going to be seeing that the Opera Singer have only 6 strikes through the game and 4 knockdowns because he sort of got kited by the acrobat like for too long, especially the rebound kite. Like the first kite, even though it was a long down, the ciphers were fine for him as 2.5. But the next one, he got kited by the acrobat, especially around those 2 short pallets there. That was pretty detrimental. As at that time, the acrobat dragged long enough for the ciphers to be enough.
Yeah, it's again, no matter how short the first kite is, if you manage to rebound kite effectively, it's going to, pull back the entire game on your team. And we did see that not only in the rebound kite, Xenia also did a very incredible first kite in the early game. I believe that was around 1.5 minutes of a kite that Acrobat was able to block for the survivor team.
Yeah, it was 1.5, and Xenia did very amazing. So honestly, Xenia is the real MVP of that team. So yep, ladies and gentlemen, here goes the scoreboard. For AW, managing to pull off a free escape in the first round. So for EMP, they'll have to step their game up to try not lose too many points. But they have to do everything they have because they will be, EMP Survivor team will be playing against Hershey next, who just is from FT and just came back from Koa too.
Yeah, Hershey, a lot of experience, a lot of hunter in his artillery. So EMP Survivor, they might not know what to expect coming from the hunter side of for AW, but they still gotta try their best. It's Leo's memory after all. From what I have seen, this is a very effective map for the survivor side. It is kind of a survivor-sided map, not to the extent of the hospital, but still the survivor have a lot of area that they can hype the hunter for a very long time.
Yeah, but here's the thing, for Hushan, we actually saw him play at Friday, and he was actually using the opera singer and did manage to land a 4-man elimination with it.
Wow.
So yeah, because like Hushan is a hunter that went in Koa and got 4Ks with his operas. And also don't forget, he also has the Gamekeeper too, the Gamekeeper that 3K'd against HHDG, a China team. So yeah, with Hushan coming up next, like it will be a very rough game for EMP Survivor, but they have to do everything they can to at least get a tie. Like if they cannot free escape back a tie, getting like a 4-man and 8-1 is probably the last thing that they would want, because as we mentioned a couple of times for this tournament, an 8-1 score is very hard to make a reverse from.
Yeah, exactly. Again, on the side of the survivor, EMP, they have a lot of names, they have a lot of experience coming from Zhao Khan and Skyfall, Marin and GT3, I believe. They also show their skill, their ability to work well with the 2-star player that they are having in their lineup. So I feel pretty safe to know that they're gonna be able to deal with Hershey effectively in this matchup.
Yeah, so I think here's the thing. If we're gonna be expecting the opera singer, then probably we're gonna see the the same thing, Gardener, and more like aeroplaners just to fly across, patience maybe, and
acrobat again maybe.
Acrobat.
We did see the acrobat, Xenia acrobat able to kite the hunter for a very long time around in the shack area, and also that 2-pallet 1 window area also.
Yeah, though, but for the acrobat, I'm more thinking because the reason why we saw that was just because that the acrobat actually won the pallet mine games over and over. And so I still think that in theory, like the bombs are not too effective. And how could I forget about this? Opera Singer, the Puppeteer, the latest addition. Puppeteer have a very thick health bar, like can literally just shrink, and then the Opera Singer is forced to stand still for 8 seconds. The Puppeteer is going to be like one very good choice here from EMP Survivor end.
Yeah, it's like hitting a sandbag. You just hit it and it never falls down. I feel, opera singer gonna be the opera player gonna be very how do you say this? Very disappointed to know that after 2 hits, you wouldn't be able to bring down the puppeteer, and not to mention that puppeteer also have a skill to froze himself and prevent any hit from connecting to himself.
Yeah, if I were an opera singer player, I would be very frustrated after. I hit him once, still alive. I hit him twice, still alive. I hit him thrice, still alive. Like, how many hits can this thing even tank? Like, it'll be this type of situation. So yeah, I do think that the puppeteer is a very likely option, going to be whooped out from EMP Survivor N. So yeah, we're heading into the band picks straight away. So it will be 4 AW's Hunter versus EMP Survivor, and ideally EMP wants to like get a tie, but a free escape, but a tie is the bare minimum that they should fight for.
Yeah, EMP, they are in the lead here with a 3-1. They're gonna try their best to keep that lead alive and able to get a round win. Sorry.
Yeah,
Glucose having 2 band. Her is gonna be Hershey.
Yeah,
so gonna have 2 band right off the bat, and I think the band should be on Gardener and Antiquarian again.
Yeah, I think Gardener, Antiquarian, Puppeteer, Aeroplanist. I think for those, it really comes to personal preferences, because yeah, like in the end of the day, yes, we know that in theory what character hates what the most.
Yeah.
But about that though is that it still depends on the player. Like if I personally don't like this character more, I would ban it over, because it's really about comfort picks in the end and comfort skills. So even though in theory like A is best against it, but if I'm not proficient or comfortable with it, then it might still be better to go B, as there's a difference between a competitive mindset and what actually happens.
Yeah, that makes sense. Again, we did see Gotcha Opera able to counter Antiquarian in the previous matchup with all of those dodges of the swing that she has. I think it's a bit of a skill-based situation if you let out the Antiquarian for the Survivor team. It's a risk that you have to take when considering you let out a harasser to the Survivor side.
Yeah, though these players are probably very, very experienced at this point. Like, look at this. Yeah,
wow.
Hushin was eavesdropping on our conversation and get rid of the Antiquarian and also the Puppeteer right after I mentioned.
No Puppeteer.
yeah, he eavesdropped and realized, the Puppeteer is a hard counter. Nah, I'm just joking about that. But with those other 2 hard counters, maybe we're gonna see the Gardener being selected from EMP side. Because don't forget, the first 2 picks are gonna head into like perma bans or global bans, and Gardener is a character that is perfectly acceptable when sent to global ban.
Yeah, Gardener and maybe even the Wildling too, since in the later round you might face again the Gamekeeper, which is a counter to the Wildling. But no, they're gonna pick that Lawyer once again, similar to the strat that we have seen the Survivor side of 4AW utilize in the previous game, and also the Gardener.
Yeah, I do wonder that if EMP Survivor has, or rather both teams Survivor have something that some plans that we don't know against, as both sides are very eager to get the Lawyer right out of the way. Like, I am excited to see like what did they have up their sleeves, because just now as I mentioned earlier round, that Lawyer in theory is not that great of a pick against the opera singer, but then I also said the same as Acrobat, but Acrobat kind of for so long.
Yeah.
So it really all depends on these players in the end.
Yeah, a ban onto the coordinator, and the Survivor side got a pick on that Wildling right away. Again, talking about the Acrobat and the Lawyer, I believe their strategy is just to pick a character that can vault window, vault the pallet without worrying about getting a terror shot. And, I just talk about Acrobat, and now Acrobat is banned.
At this point, maybe they're really eavesdropping on our conversation.
Yeah, or either we have superpower to see into the future.
Or we're the seer, because I cosplay as the seer in Castle Soto. I have the ability to see the future, Lamau.
And also that last pick on to the Psychologist from the side of EMP. A very strong lineup in terms of solo kiting for any of them.
Well, here's the thing though, Psychologist and Lawyer, in theory is not too good against the opera singer because they like are more of a whiteboard situation. Like they don't have really like items that can utilize their kiting. So like for them being selected here, they're relying on their like their raw skills against an opera. But EMP definitely knows that Hushan has an opera, so maybe they're well prepared and they're trying to prevent like any surprise shadow picks here, I guess. Because psychologist and lawyer are all very good against the shadow, so maybe they're just trying to be like beware of any surprise picks.
Actually, for this matchup, I see the gamekeeper as a way better choice than Opera or even Ivy. This is going to be quite interesting for Hushan here, since he has a lot of hunter in his hand to be picking from.
Well, yeah, it's still gonna be the opera singer here because he did play it in BO1 first round, and also like it's something that we all know he has. And this team comp, Lawyer Psycho, both aren't too good. So in theory, EMP Survivor will have a hard time, and they definitely have to bring like multiple broken windows to prevent against this opera singer. But let's see, they're probably prepared against it. So yeah, it really depends on how they're gonna play this one out.
Yeah, and we're gonna head on to the spawn location picking phase with the survivor in the middle is going to be Marin, psychologist, GT3 lawyer gonna be in the 2-story, Zhao Khan at the container, and Skyfall at the shack. So this is basically a mirror spawn pick for round number 1 second half.
Yeah, this is sort of like a deja vu situation from last round. Yeah, because it was like the exact same spawn, opera spawn, exact same location. The only difference here, especially with the lawyer, is that they had the lawyer at the 2-story rather than at the center. So the lawyer is more safe this round comparing to the last round. And opera here probably would want to go for the psychologist first, because the 2-story actually, the opera does have a bit of a trouble because the entire 2-story shadow area actually is all the same shadow area. So the opera can't really dash that effectively there.
Yeah, you cannot dash constantly. You have to dash and then hit, dash and then hit in order to reset the dash ability. Again, with the psychologist and lawyer near the 2-story, Hushan gonna have a tough time chasing either of them. And we have Zhao Khan, Gardener, and Skyfall Wowling in their area that's quite far away from the hunter actually.
Yeah, so probably psychologist is gonna be the first chase because Psycho doesn't have royalty items, but nope, I'm completely wrong. It seems that Hushan here has other ideas, or no, it's still going to be Marin's psychologist. Seems that he had chased the Psycho up to the 2-story, and as we talked about, this 2-story is not that effective for opera to dash. So currently, psychologist still has some distance.
I think Hushan is trying to find where the lawyer is, so he's just making his way through the factory area to chase out any potential survivor in there, and then go for another target, which is going to be Zhao Khan Gardener coming in to the hiding area near the Christmas tree, the 2-pallet area.
Yeah, in theory, the Gardener can last for a bit, can tank that extra hit, but Hushan is gonna be a bit patient as he knows the bubble is about to run out and tries to get the hit through the pallet, not being able to. If that hit registered, then it's going to be like not a good situation. But let's see. A very risky spot over there, but whoa.
Yeah,
the Gardener, very, very like risky, but it worked out for him as he able to get the slam here too, not being able to hit through for Hushan.
The blink is available for Hushan. Gonna try to get a hit first and then utilize that blink to get the second hit. Zhao Khan able to get a bit of that shield out with standing still and then taking that hit. Hushan gonna be able to get the hit, but Zhao Khan was able to pop up the shield on time. Blink in order to bring down Zhao Khan here at the 2-pallet area, and Hushan gonna have his first target on the chair after a rather long chasing sequence. 3 Cypher gonna be done for the survivor side.
Yeah, here's the thing. This is almost equivalent to last round, or almost, because it's like a 3.5 Cypher or almost 3.5 Cypher situation. So the survivors are actually in position to play for a tie or maybe for free escape. Hushan wants to get a hit on the cycle, missing it, so he knows that he cannot stay any longer or someone will sneak in to rescue. So things are not looking good for Hushan at all at this point because like the Wildling here definitely would not fail the rescue, and yeah, the Cyphers are just looking way too much.
Way too much for Hushan to do any catching up. chasing the Wildling, trying to get a double down, but instead going back to Zhao Khan. But missed the dash right there. Oh,
Able to get the
a
hit.
hit onto Zhao Khan before the shield pop up for Zhao Khan.
Yeah, though the issue just now is that he tried to go for the Wildling double down before like changing his mind over there, but I feel like he should have just committed to the Wildling double down because that's really his only chance based on the amount of ciphers. Because here's the thing, one is already at 88%, the other at 62%, the Psychologist is already in the vicinity hiding, unless you can sniff out the Psychologist and force her to rescue, or else the ciphers would be primed no matter what, and this might be a format endgame very well.
Yeah, even after sniffing the Psychologist location, you still have to do a 3-hit in order to bring down the Psychologist since her health is still available. Marin gonna be safely rescuing after that hit onto the Psychologist and Hershin. A hit onto Zhao Khan, and I believe the Cypher is going to be primed after Zhao Khan vaults through the window.
Yeah, no, but the Cypher's not yet primed just yet.
It's going to be primed now, 99%, and
yeah, there we have it.
Go.
Actually, the personal selection for the survivors are very on point. Psycho having the Tide Turner comes into play now because that was the time drag that needs. At Hoshin format endgame, he has to try and down this Gardener fast, or else everyone will escape. And he knows that he teleports, but there's no one at that gate.
Unlucky, and he had to teleport back to the other gate. The survivor already opened all of them.
Everyone is rushing in.
Yeah, everyone's rushing in, and Zhao Khan is still stuck at the factory area. She can actually sneak out if Hershin doesn't manage to find Zhao Khan location.
The thing is that Hoshin cannot because the Wildling used the board to cancel the Tinnitus. Hoshin had no idea which direction is, so the Gardener is actually sneaking his way. So at this point, this might not even be a free man escape. This might be a 4-man. The Gardener is dangerously close, NTT.
Yeah, and remember, Zhao Khan still has that shield to utilize. Hershin is in a very bad situation right now. Zhao Khan already at the gate, and it's going to be a 4-man escape for the side of EMP. What a comeback! What a comeback on the side of EMP!
Just look at my hands. I could not believe what on earth did I just see. Because we know that Opera Singer is a very strong hunter. Getting a 3-man against of her heart, and even a 4-man, just like, oh my goodness, like, the survivors just managed that entire endgame, the situation, Wildling canceling out the Tinnitus, making Hoshin lose sight, everything so well. It was just like everything was to perfection from the personal picks to everything, and then landed in a 4-man in B01 NTT.
A first round 4-man escape, bringing EMP to the lead with a 3-point lead against 4AW, a 6-3. Oh my god. I did not expect that. I absolutely did not expect that 4-man escape. Yeah, Opera Singer, a very strong hunter, but seems like all the survivor players are now catching up to the meta, and now knowing how to counter Opera, they are more than enough capable of allowing the Opera to be picked in this round.
Yeah, because here's the thing though, is that he tried to get the chase the Psychologist early game, but failing to hit once, and wanted to wait for the Gardener bubble to expire. But by doing so, like him not gaining anything out of the Psychologist and then failing to down the Gardener fast already wasted some time. And really, the survivors had Psychologist as the second Tide Turner, was very detrimental in the endgame for dragging a 4-man endgame. Exactly,
the 4-man endgame. I think it's kind of messed with the Hershin ability to focus, since he got too worried about popping the Cypher with 4-man still alive. He was trying to get more than a 1-man elimination, but that ended up by him in the back. Yeah, that ended up very wrong for Hershin.
Well, here's some statistics. Sorry about that. So Gardener contained for 88 seconds with a very good early game kite. Endgame Psychologist contained for 58 seconds, and we can see that the Lawyer, who decodes very fast, decoded 2 ciphers, Wildling 1.5. So really, the Lawyer being decoded very fast, and from this team con, it really worked out in the survivor's favor, having the Lawyer, because he was not the one that got chased.
Yeah, unlucky version. He teleported to the wrong gate, and that just the entire game crumbled down. All that he has done throughout the span of the game just absolutely disappear with that teleport. Oh, what a play coming from the survivor side. And yeah, 88 second kiting from Gardener, not that long of a kiting time, but those two Titan was able to buy a lot of time for the survivor in order to fulfill the objective, pushing for the gate opening phase. And yeah, that's too much for Herschel to handle.
Yeah, actually the BP was done very well. Like the lawyer, they spawned the lawyer at the 2-story, making it hard for Opera to go in first. But yep, here's gonna be the scoreboard as a quick reminder. So despite the free escape from 4AW in the early round, this round EMP got a free escape rather. EMP got a 4 escape during this round, meaning that they have the lead of 6-3. Like after them managing to like barely edge out against a regular story, EMP Survivor are on fire. Like we remember their game against A Right Your Story, they managed to clutch 2 free escapes, or rather a free escape against the Night Watch, and in a faster third time to like manage to get the win. And here they managed 4 escapes. So honestly, I only want to say one thing after watching this. Beware of EMP survivors. They are a force to be reckoned with, NTT.
Yeah, they are indeed. Again, we have to say that Zhao Khan and Skyfall very veteran faces in the Southeast Asia community when it comes to competitive IDV. With Marin and GT3 by their side, they seem to be a very strong team in IVA currently. I'm absolutely lost forward of how they was managed to teamwork during that end phase, and also, that was quite a match that we had to see. And with that exciting game, we're gonna head into a short break for more of those after the break. So don't go anywhere. More IVA action when we come back.
See you.
My name is BK Boy Rule. I am from Malaysia.
Hi, I'm Gummy from South Korea.
My name is Invisible Jong, and I come from Hong Kong.
My name is Nikki, and I'm from Southeast Asia.
Hello visitors, I am Kuroshiro and I will be your IVA caster for this summer.
My hobby is singing and play identity V.
Hobbies. I like watching movies, I like hanging out with friends, drawing, I like taking pictures, I like eating. I'm a huge esports fan.
One of my hobbies is to do photography.
Probably char kway teow. I mean, can't go wrong with a classic char kway teow. It's just comfort food,
I don't really have a favorite food, you could say. If it tastes good, it's my favorite food. Simple, but I do really like foods with lots of spice.
My favorite food is BBQ pork, which is called char siu in Hong Kong. It is dark red at the outside and light color inside, and it has a sweet and salty flavor at the same time.
I've been playing Identity V for almost 4 years now.
I've been playing Identity 5 for around 3 years.
I started playing Identity V around COVID, so it's been about 4 to 5 years. And since I've been playing for so long, I thought it might be a fun and new experience to try and become a commentator for tournaments.
I did get an A badge for Undead in Asia server.
For my achievement relating to Identity V, I am a hunter main and I used to main Wu Chang. I have once been an A badge Wu Chang in the NAEU region. I also joined the competitive scene of IDV as I was the coach of an NAEU team named YHB.
I played in several competitions as hunter, and I have my jersey with me here. Casting is one area I've never touched upon.
And also money. I love money, dude. I love money. Golden Retriever Boy by King Mala.
So the song that I'm currently listening to is Mind Over Matter by Young the Giants. Very good song, I recommend it.
My favorite song is a Chinese song called Hao Hao from Mayday. This song has a very nice tone
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand?
Mercenary, because for rescue, mercenary is the best overall lah.
I really used to like playing mechanic. The bot was basically like a fifth survivor on the team. She could decode, block, body block, save, open up gate, beat tinnitus. So whether you were on the chair, you could still decode. If you're not on the chair, you'd be decoding 2 Cypher machines.
And my favorite character is Sculptor. Simply because of the fact that when I started playing IDV, she was first released, and I have been maining her since then.
My favorite Identity 5 character is Dream Witch because her skills resonates with me perfectly.
Have fun. Just good luck, have fun, you know.
Hopefully you'll be in.
And I will see you guys at the gates. Bye bye.
Xin chào các bạn, mình là Xuân Thu, mình là huấn luyện viên của team IVA Story.
สวัสดีครับผมลิตเติ้ลบอยจากทีมฟูลักแอฟฟันนะครับ
Hello， 大家好，我是来自 FT 战队的阿里选手。
Hi everyone, I'm Northern from Team Leo.
Hello everyone, my name is Guhor from Team EMP.
Hi, I'm Yuki from Team I.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more IVA action. I'm your caster Invisible June, and joined by me is NTT, who's been back. So the two of us are gonna bring you with more continuous this match between 4AW and EMP, and just oh my goodness, NTT, just what a match! Just thinking that back.
Yeah, just thinking about that match bring me goosebumps. What a game from the side of Survivor of AMP, and we gotta see them again on the first half of second round. And again, another Hershey match. He is hungry for a revenge this time round.
Yeah, definitely. So here's the scoreboard for the match so far. EMP is ahead of the first round in 6-3. So now 4AW cannot afford to lose. But before we head into the analysis of the last match, let me just remind everyone currently there's some plushies giveaway here. All you have to do is just interact with the chat each day. There'll be one winner of a plushie, and who knows, maybe you can get that plushie too. So make sure any viewers in the stream just comment more and interact, and let the teams know that you support them and love them. And who knows, maybe you can gain a plushie.
Yeah, talking about those who interact with the stream. Hello Horton High, hello Ghost Investigator and Ranger TNT 40487. We have a 487 fan here, Subashi fan here. Luca MC. We also see Itakwa Plush Diamond and Small Hanako in the chat. We all see you guys. Thank you for appreciating and supporting IVA from all of those years that we have been working with the tournament.
Yeah, and also a couple of people here, which I know personally, just thank you for watching the stream, and just thank you for supporting us casters, supporting both the teams, and just enjoying the gameplay, because in the end, throughout the competition is also about fun and the gameplay and how you all enjoy watching the matches, because us casters are definitely enjoying ourselves up here. So hopefully all of you are also enjoying watching other viewers too.
Yeah, coming back to the previous game, we again, that opera singer, we see 2 matches with the opera singer and none of them managed to get a win against the survivor side. Does this prove that opera singer is now getting weaker?
Well, opera singer is definitely weaker in this meta comparing to the last. There's no change about that. Though I think especially the last game, one of the reasons was because he had the psychologist, but he changed out to the gardener after William the Bubble is gone. And the downside of that is that he wasted a bit of a time before initiating the first chase, because when he left the Psycho, the lawyer and the wildling was able to decode unscathed, and the gardener was able to last for a bit of a time. The kiting time was not too long, but adding that it took around 50 seconds before the first chase began dragged out a lot. And especially the end game, that TP wrong changed everything. If he TP to the right gate, there were 3 survivors there, then things could have changed. So really, it was one decision that changed everything.
Unlucky that Hershin wasn't able to put down the Gardener on time to go for the teleport. Before going for the teleport, Zhao Kan Gardener was too good for Hershin to, chase up against. He is too skillful with his Palace mind game, and again, he still has that shield to your life. So Hershin doesn't want to take that into consideration. Just straight up teleport and hope for the best. And unlucky that it was the worst that Hershin had to face with.
Yep. So we're going to be heading into the BO2 first half. Once again, Hershin is up, and ever Sleeping Tower. Yeah, that is actually like a massive map over here. We know Hershin has Gamekeeper, that's for certain, and considering that there's also like more he definitely has more hunters hidden up his sleeve. Him being an experienced hunter coming back for Koa, like I'm pretty sure even though he like got for escape, as like a very veteran hunter, he knows how to calm himself down after the for escape. Because like losing one round is acceptable as you can still reverse it, but the worst thing that can happen as a competitive player is to be too upset after one loss that it lets you affects your next games. That is when the game is unrecoverable.
Exactly. And coming into Ever Sleeping Town, Hershin still have a lot of hunter off his sleeve. With the first two survivor ban here, Priestess. Right away, Priestess. Just ban the Priestess in the Ever Sleeping Town. It's just too much to handle. But no, Hershin actually letting the Priestess out for the survivor side of EMP to grab.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing though, is the letting of the Priestess, like, I know the Opera Singer is not good against the Priestess, but the issue of that is that this is BO2, so EMP can just get rid of the Opera. And I think EMP definitely wants to get rid of the Opera too, because like, even though they escaped Hershin's Opera, still, his Opera is nothing to be underestimated, and that's exactly what happens. So with Opera gone, they'll have to like pick some of the Jack of all trades. So go for the Puppeteer and the Watling here. So, pretty interesting. Watling prevents Ivy, I suppose.
Watling prevent Ivy, and I think the Puppeteer kind of counter, maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of though.
Yeah, kind of. They are probably expecting an Ivy coming from the side of Hershin with this type of ban pick. Again, the ban onto the Antiquarian, the Harasser, and also that Coordinator with that flare gun. 2 stunner being banned from the side of Hershin.
Yeah, though, funnily enough, though, the Antiquarian is not... Like, Ivy, I don't suppose he's too much afraid against of an Antiquarian, just because he's not afraid of the stunner. So, I mean, Psychologist ban is definitely... leaning towards the Antiquarian or Dream Witch stuff. But yeah, EMP definitely prepared for if an Ivy is gonna make an appearance. A Cheerleader's coming up now.
Cheerleader with the ability to have a speed boost in an instant. It's a way to counter Ivy Gravestone, I believe.
Yeah.
They are really heading into an Ivy counter lineup.
Yeah, it's definitely a way more sufficient to counter the Ivy, because like the moment there's a Gravestone on, then he can just use the Cheerleader's pom-pom and beep beep, and then just get out of the range so that the Ivy cannot stack too much. Yeah, the beep beep, the acceleration. so that the Ivy cannot get remotely close. So we have the full team comp here. Wildling, Puppeteer, Cheerleader, and Entomologist. So we are waiting on Hershin here. And because like the Psychologist ban is leaning towards like field controlling hunters, yep, there we have it.
Exactly.
I was about to say either Ivy or Dream Witch, but there you have it, the Ivy. So Ivy, though Ivy might have a trouble against this team comp though, because Cheerleader and the Watling both counter, and the Puppeteer, if played right, can like 50-50. So
it's a skill-based situation.
Yeah, so Hershin definitely will have to be very careful here, especially we've seen yesterday how certain amount of teams have some strategies against the Ivy.
Interesting that Hershin, he wasn't banning the Priestess in the first three spot, but they still not picking up on that Priestess, letting Hershin banning that preset at the fourth ban available.
Yeah,
so
so
we're coming into the spawn location selection. We're gonna see Skyfall at the middle. Very common to see the rescuer at the middle. Zakhan gonna be at the two-story at the middle. Marin between the Fake It and also the S-Palette, and GT3 gonna be at the Geisha dance.
Yeah, but this is a common spawn against any other hunter than Ivy. But against Ivy, this spawn is not common because the thing with Ivy is that Ivy can early game use her leech to like warp to like transition between different ciphers, leech them. So it's common for the survivors to be more scattered across, so that Ivy cannot like easily use her leech to leech on multiple ciphers. So the fact that they're all more compact now, it is like in theory would make it easier for Ivy to do a field control.
Allowing the hunter to do field control, and I like the fact that you mentioned warp. Her ability to teleport is like a mini warp. You can come in, come out, disrupt the cipher decoding with that gravestone also. So with that, let's come into the match between the survivor side of EMP and the hunter of Paul AW in second round, first half. I'm gonna be your commentator entity alongside Invincible John.
Alright, we're gonna be going into the game right now. So Hoshin already released out her the leech, and then also like the main body of Ivy will be wandering around, just the typical early game. But the survivors also have pretty nice discipline, not being in any rush to decode any ciphers, because they know that they don't want like the Ivy to drop the gravestone nearby the ciphers. So currently able to get the leech onto the puppeteer, and yeah, so far the ciphers have not been started decoding yet, so the field control currently is a bit limited on Ivy's part.
Though the gravestone does click into the cipher location, there's a bit of a advantage coming from the side version, able to get a leech onto the entomologist and also a scream to get her to 58 scare point.
Yeah, but 58 was not enough. But we can see that actually the entomologist looked back, so now 64 is enough because one scare from the leech is all it takes. So let's see, is he able to evade the scare? No, not able to, but there's a massive gap though, so actually this 100 corruption level was not effective as the entomologist is still in position to kite here, and because the leech is already off the entomologist, Hoshin might struggle to get the corruption level for the next round.
Yeah, the 100 corruption was left to trash with GT3, able to evade that with the distance that she had brought with that bee swarm. A 6-9 blink shadow coming from the side Persian, and now trying to get a hit onto entomology with the blink.
Yep. Actually getting a blink is completely acceptable because there's still the scare, but 99, just one corruption level. If it was like a 60 and 100, everything would have been different, but now he still has to rely on raw foot. So Hoshin now will have to balance between the code disrupting the ciphers and also trying to trigger that one last corruption. But the entomologist's corruption level actually dropped for a bit as he feels too far from the main body though.
Yeah, too far from the tinnitus area. Means that entomology was able to bring down another scare, but again, too far away from Hoshin. The discipline coming from the side of entomology is no joke. Hoshin got too quick with his scare, and he has to pay the price with those decisions. But again, another scare with that prevention of the looping space, and GT3 gonna be dropped down near the basement.
Yeah, actually, this is actually still a playable game for Hoshin because the thing is that the 4 ciphers are pretty scattered. This is the Ivy with the food control adding on top of a basement. Actually, it's still possible for Hoshin to try and get a tie or more from this situation, depending on how well he does the field control, especially because the ciphers are all at the ciphers are all very close to each other though, as the rescue gonna come in play. Entomologist would go down, but still, Hoshin can control the ciphers now.
Again, that gravestone near the cipher. The trap is coming! Oh, great Hoshin. Having his discipline, not going through the track too quickly. And yeah, entomologist has to go far away from the basement as soon as possible in order to be brought down there, and also keeping the cipher away from being prevented of decoding.
Yeah, this is a good life lesson. Be aware of the tram.
Yeah.
Anyways, we can see that actually currently we have only 3 ciphers about to be done. at least one cipher is missing in total. So actually, as I said, Hojin's definitely on track for at least a tie or more. So depending on how he pulls out this cam, because there is a chance for Ivy to get the cam here, but he goes to hit on the cheerleader straight away, and cheerleader will be assisting the entomologist though, so Hojin will have to down the entomologist fast before the cheer stacks get up to 28, or else he gets back up. But hold on, the entomologist actually is not in full corruption level just yet. And so now cheerleader is going to rush back to support, looking to make sure that the entomologist does not hit 100 corruption level.
96%!
Yeah!
Hit through the pallet! What a play coming from the side of Persian. Entomologist dropping that pallet. Did not expect the hit to come through. And she will be the first elimination for the side of Persian. Now choosing the next target. Cheerleader already at half health. She is running far away from any other survivor with Skyfall near the vicinity. Puppeteer Marin gonna be prevented of decoding that cipher at the fake gate. And seems like Persian is eager to find where Zhao Khan is.
Yes, actually now the last cipher is only 40%, but it's completely possible for the survivor to come back because the cheerleader is gonna instantly swipe. That's the terror of a full presence cheerleader. Like Gravestone, bam, 20 corruption. And then scare, bam, 40 corruption. Teleport, bam, 40 corruption. Bam, 100 corruption. And instant hit. So now, because they're now Hoshin can easily send his leech back into Marin's there, so he can camp the field. So at this point, Hoshin is in position for a win.
Wait, he's gonna go to the cipher and let Skyfall rescue easily, but yeah, he has to prevent the objective from being finished. The cipher are now at 78% and Hershin is eager to get a hit onto Marin. Bring back the Yithian and now teleport it to Marin. Again,
yeah,
another scare will be able to corrupt Marin.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, he did transform into Lewis, able to drag, so let's see. Oh, able to actually get the scare the moment that Lewis turns back into Puppeteer. There's an amazing move that in quarter amount of health. So we'll have to see how Hoshin's going to play this one off though, because the cheerleader's in half health and Zhao Khan about to get teleported here. So we have to watch out because Zhao Khan already got cheered once. So the survivors right now will have to be very calm and composed and cannot rush anything because this is an Ivy and Ivy is in position for a win here.
Yeah, Hershin knowing perfectly that Ivy is a very great endgame hunter. He is now just focusing on the endgame situation, and seems like not every survivor can touch a cipher at this moment. Skyfall a bit too close for comfort, and Hershin able to get a hit before he was able to reset his wall.
Yeah, no, I think he actually tried to get on the board but got scared off it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was exactly what happened. And now this put the Walling in a bad position. Everyone is half health. Zhao Khan decoded, but watch out, Zhao Khan can... the leech is already there, so there's a potential for Zhao Khan to get down. And Hoshin not even rush. Hoshin can just patiently wait until Zhao Khan tries to decode and drop the gravestone near them while using his main body to try and locate any of the two remaining survivors.
Yeah, Hershin is now still staying at the fake gate in order to camp out this cipher. Again, an 80% cipher is very dangerously close to being primed, so Hershin is just keeping the safe distance between him and the last cipher. The standard not connected to Marin, and Skyfall is now decoding the last cipher. Hershin has to go back now and try to down Skyfall here, but it's a Walling, and he could just come on to the ball, extending his kiting time.
Yeah, so this must be the plan of the survivors, have the Walling stay over there. So the moment something bad happens, the Walling can't be the one. So now Zhao Khan's the one decoding, but actually the survivors being all scattered make it relatively hard for Hoshin to field control, especially Hoshin is not there to teleport because the Walling was very smart and make sure that he never get leashed too close to the cipher, so the Hoshin does not dare to leave this cipher at the cipher alley.
Yeah, with the endgame control, Hershin now forces Survivor to decode all three cipher. One at 70%, one at 86%, and one now at 31%. Marin just run away from that 31%. And now 99 corruption. Wasn't able to get a hit through the pallet. Now, Marin actually got corrupted from looking at Hershin, and now
hold on the cipher.
Bring down Marin. Oh, not on time.
Yeah, not on time indeed though. So now the survivors...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hello everyone, I am Evo from for IDV.
Hi everyone ชื่อโยเซนะคะ เป็นกัปตันทีมของ 2DT Together Team ค่ะ
Thực sự mình cảm thấy rất là vui và một chút không tin khi team mình là team đạt được top 8 của kỳ thi đấu IVA mùa hè năm 2024 lần này.
แฮปปี้ตื่นเต้นครับ แล้วก็รู้สึกสนุกกับ2แมตช์ที่ผ่านมาด้วยครับ
很开心我们战队成功进入了 IVA 8强，我们会在剩下的比赛继续努力的。
It feels great because we can play more matches and we can meet other strong teams and test our skills. Yeah.
And it feels incredible to have made it into the top 8. All the hard work and dedication are paying off, and it is a huge milestone for our team.
Good communication in the tournament. We will try our best to face every team and encourage each other to improve.
Friendship. Because we are a team that prioritizes friendship, so we hope that we can